eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, found out the hacks, put it in any rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts,
and that's facts though. I talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras align and I shock 'em like Blanco. Only Pope, we acknowledge a nigga is Paulo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Came in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. The ground, stacking up these C-notes. Okay, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, found out the hacks, put it in any rap. Facts, fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts,
started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, okay.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, found out the hacks, put it in any rap. Facts, fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts,
It's a movie, it's a movie. Nigga, it's a goal. Everybody wanna be. I ain't your motherfucking stepchild. It's time to chop off the foot that's on my neck now and climb up to that head. Decapitate the brain of the system, and that system dead. I ain't checking who on code, cause if you feel like I feel, the nigga, it's a goal. Everybody wanna be black, till it's time to be black. Not black like the color, but how we fight back. Not black like the skin, but how we uprise.
gonna have to go with this. We good? You can hear me? Let me tell you something about this motherfucking audio, this retrograde. Mars retrograde, bro. This, man, I'm not even gonna get on this internet and start emoting, bro. But this motherfucking retrograde is one of the ages, bro. I shit you not, and I'm not the kind of person that run around pointing fingers at the retrograde. Like, that shit has control over me. But this shit crazy, bro. Like, when it comes to the electronics, oh my goodness. Like, you have no idea. No, I don't have the presets. The way that this machine works, it's not really the presets. Yeah, I know this is not as clear as the mic. The microphone is clear. And as you can see, we starting at 9:30. I spend about 30 minutes in the back office trying to get the camera to work, then trying to get the mic to work, then waiting for the videos to upload. Oh, I mean, it's you have no idea what it takes some days to put this shit together. But lo and behold, we are here, and I'm not complaining. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just letting y'all know, as you can see on my face, the levels of frustration. It's levels to this shit, and I'm frustrated right now. You never really got into the retrograde thing? Yeah, don't get into it. You know what I mean? Avoid it at all costs. Please don't get into it, because that shit is getting into me. I don't want to be into it either, but it's giving motherfucking challenges. You know what I'm talking about? But we here, nonetheless. We are here in the building. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm happy to see y'all in the motherfucking building. Let's go ahead and do the roll call so I could woosah and we could get this show in a row, because we have a lot of information for y'all tonight that we want to share. It's only right. Before I even begin, the show is sponsored by KTL University. We have our link in the description for the 2022 year in review. Brother Red Pill's 2022 year in review. And that shit right there is going to be magnanimous. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be off the chain. One of our special guests is going to be on the 2022 year in review. I'm going to have him on tonight. This good brother goes by the name of Malik DeShawn, and he is what is considered to be an expert in the field of cardology. Okay? So please strap in, because you're in for a you in for a ride and whatnot. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this roll call. All right. Get Money Harlem is in the building. Louisiana is in the building. NYC, the BX, Milwaukee is here. Spofford is back in the building. LA is in the building. Louisiana is in the building. Fort Worth is in the building. Louisiana is also here. Those Lindsay pics of you, fire. Anybody that's out there, especially the ladies, and once again, this is not a solicitation. I'm not out here soliciting nobody for, creepy purposes. I'm going to put my email up there. We are in the process of bringing together some of our AI art for an art project. I don't want to give too much out right now, but it's going to be a high-level art project, and it's going to involve Lenza or AI characters. It's bigger than Lenza. The world is bigger than Lenza. If I have time tonight, I'll share with you some of the information that I shared on Brother Rich's channel, and I'll break some things down so we can understand what round we're in or what inning we're in and whatnot in terms of the future. I'm going to give you some insight. I went over on Black Magic 363. I gave them niggas an early Christmas present, okay, on Tuesday. An early Christmas present, And I don't know how thankful they are. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know how thankful they are. You know, my baby don't eat emojis. You know what I'm saying? My child does not eat emojis and thumbs up and shit like that. That doesn't work for me. And I don't do this. And I don't do this for shaking the cups and whatnot. But when somebody comes through and they not just giving conspiracy and they not just giving doom and gloom, niggas don't appreciate that. When you come and you give an alley-oop in this community, it's not a layup, bro. But I promise you, if I was around pink folks or yellow people, I'm being belligerent right now. If I was around Asians, if I was around Europeans, I would be a fucking legend. They have me on Billy Carson status because they appreciate value. Okay, they appreciate value arbitrage. But our people, unfortunately, we do not. We do not. All they want to do sometimes is complain and give you worst case scenarios. They don't realize they can't lick a fucking gift horse in the mouth. They don't realize when they're given an alley-oop, when they're given a way out. And to be honest with you, we're not going into 2023 on that type of time, bro. I'm hanging up my motherfucking fez. I'm not doing charity to my people no more. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I refuse. You know what I'm talking about? I really do. I refuse. Okay? I refuse. But like I said, I'm gonna briefly touch on some things so we could understand the extent of what the fuck is going on with technology that's right in front of us and our European friends and whatnot. They don't, to be honest with you, I said that they don't tell us anything. They're not obligated to. You know what I mean? Nobody's obligated to tell black people. No disrespect to black people. No disrespect to our people. I'm one of you. But no one is obligated to give us the fucking game. Nobody is obligated to give us the keys to the Tesla. Nobody is obligated. No, what Tesla don't carry no keys. Nobody is obligated to give us the keys to the fucking Benz, my nigga. No one on this planet. They owe us nothing, okay? But there's a lot of shit going on in the world right now. There's a lot of stuff going on all around, and people are not privy to it because we're being heavily distracted. And I spoke about the distraction a few shows ago when I declared and I put it out there, Facts 24, I'm not fucking with your distractions. I don't care about the president. I don't care about who's going to be the president. I could give a fuck if Joe Biden falls over right now and croaks. I don't care about Kamala Harris. I don't care about Donald Trump and his NFTs. I don't give a fuck about Ye. I don't care about none of that shit. I don't want to be distracted because I got business and I have shit to do moving into 2024 for a group of people who want to be proactive, whether it's one of us or it's a million of us. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? As long as I know that I'm going to be with some motherfucking winners and we're going to be clocking in some touchdowns and we could go as digital nomads anywhere that we want to go on this planet and kick our feet up, sipping on some fucking mimosas and watching our children play. That's my play right there. I don't give a fuck about nothing else right now. Nothing else matters to me. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be distracted. There's a lot of niggas running around snitching and there's court cases, Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez and all of that. I'll talk about it, but I'm not parking my car right there. I'm not anchoring my ship into the distractions. I'm keeping it moving and whatnot because I see the cost of the distractions. The cost of distractions will cost a nigga his life and his livelihood and his youth. So many people in this community been spinning their wheels for decades and whatnot on conspiracies only and ain't get nothing accomplished, bro. Haven't done anything, haven't created anything, haven't invented shit. But they just want to rest on their laurels and just deal with, oh, the world is about to end next week. And then when next week comes, oh, I meant to say next month. And then when next month comes, oh, nah, my calculations was a little bit off. They'll never really admit that. Next year, the world is ending. And then when next year comes, nah, fam, next century, it's over with. I just got the download. Man, if you niggas don't miss me with your TikTok consciousness, you know what I mean? Your post-Google consciousness, man, that shit has to come to an end. You know what I'm talking about? There has to be a separation moving into the future because I'm not doing this with, I just can't. You know, Greenville, South Carolina in the building, Doraville, Georgia, Delaware in the building, 7 Mile in the building, Cincinnati's in the building, San Francisco's in the building, all right, Houston, Texas in the building, Clayton, North Carolina in the building. And I'm not telling nobody how to think and whatnot, but take it from me. Please do not waste your time spinning your wheels in the community if nobody, the people that you sit in front of, they should be adding value to your personal development, right? If you pulled up to hear about some health because you got health issues, they should be feeding you information dealing with how to deal with that. If you pulled up on somebody that you want to deal with finances, they shouldn't be dealing with gossip. They should stay in their fucking lane and talk to you about finances and whatnot. They shouldn't be doing reviews about cartoons and all of this other shit. Stay in your lane and feed the people. Imagine going to a Chinese restaurant and them niggas is giving you pork chops. You know what I'm talking about? Or they trying to sell you fucking spaghetti and whatnot with Parmesan cheese on it. You like, yo, that's not what you do. You know what I'm saying? So whatever plate that the teachers are teaching and cooking up for the people, if your teacher or if your scholar or if your platform is all over the place, you might want to reevaluate the time that you're spending and the energy that you're giving these persons. They done put out at the end of the year, they show you how many minutes that you was on the internet, you know, stuck to your screen and whatnot. And hopefully for the ones who have spent millions of fucking hours, you know what I'm saying, or thousands of hours on YouTube, I really hope that it was worth it. You know what I mean? I really do. You know, and you know, don't worry, you'll learn eventually how to best utilize your time, because that's one thing that you're never going to get back. And that's one thing that is the most precious asset that any one of us owns right now, outside of all of that other shit, trinkets and whatnot. No, nigga, your time. Okay? It's very precious and valuable, and you should guard that shit with your life. You know what I mean? And I'm not speaking to you. I'm also speaking to myself. I'm having a conversation with self as well. San Francisco, Louisville, Tel Aviv in the building. Tel Aviv. All right. St. Louis, Missouri. The internet may have been a bad idea. No. What are you talking about? Don't trigger me, okay? Please, just don't trigger me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be nice tonight. The Bronx is in the building. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with the internet. It's the niggas on the internet. You know what I'm talking about? That's like motherfuckers saying guns have been killing people. No, nigga. Niggas with guns are killing people, not guns. What the fuck? What's wrong with the internet? What the fuck was you doing before the internet? Seattle, Rhode Island, Boston, you know, Oakland, California. The thing, they should have had people qualify before they got on the internet. That was the problem. They let everybody have it. You know what I mean? The internet should be when people interface with it, there should have been a deeper understanding and purpose as to what it is that you're interfacing with. The problem is people are on the World Wide Web and the internet, and they don't even know what the fuck this shit is, bro. They don't understand what they're dealing with. So of course there's going to be some type of growing pains. North Carolina, Tyler, Texas, and I have to be, you know, this is brand new. So I'm not judging anybody because, goddamn it, the internet is a brand new experience. It's not like we've been figuring this shit out for years upon years. It's not like we're third generation internet. No, we are the internet era. You know what I mean? We are the ones. It's like our parents when they came up with fucking color TV and shit like that and movies, and you know, that didn't exist before that time. So it's up to us to really use the internet and the technology that's in our hands smartphones, supercomputers and whatnot, to do supernatural things, to do superhuman things, to do some super, to put some points on the board. That's what we should be doing. You feel me? Minnesota, Brooklyn, Stone Mountain. You dig? All right. Salute to every single person in the building. I want to say greetings. Welcome to the show. Make yourself comfortable. Tonight is going to be a very, very beautiful show. All right. You're at -9 degrees. Where you at? Shit. I know it's 4 degrees in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? Where my peoples is. But, that's that winter wonderland. People wanted it to be a white Christmas. You got your wish. You got your wish. Happy solstice to everybody in the building. I really wanted to do a show last night on the solstice so we could celebrate as a family. But I was over on Discord with my Netaverse family, and we were having one of the most enlightening conversations as a collective that I've had maybe all this year. You know what I mean? I know that we opened up 2022 with a series of shows on Clubhouse entitled Red Talks, in the same line as TED Talks. And the shit was fire, right? We were with Slice, brother Slice X. We were also with the biggest crypto play ever, and a few other brothers and sisters that were in that space. And we had some high-level conversations. I believe Chicago Crypto Block Bully was there as well. That was the beginning of this fiscal year. Now, closing out this fiscal year, I was inside of my Discord group, and it was about 15 or 10 of us. And we definitely, it was a great way to bookmark that year, to close out this year and whatnot, having a very interesting, intricate, high-level, technologically heavy conversation about AI and whatnot, about AI, about artificial intelligence, or what I will call almighty intelligence. I hear the Cash App going off. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody on Monday who contributed into the group economics for the new Macintosh computer. It is on the motherfucking way. It is in the mail. I got me an M1 computer of the highest degree. You know what I mean? It ran up to about $2,000. We fell a little bit short of matching the $1,000 that I had. We fell slightly short by maybe $100 or $200. But that did not matter. I was so impressed. I was elated. I was so thankful. I was so grateful. I have nothing but gratitude for the support that has been shown from every single person, all of the KT aliens, everybody out there. It doesn't matter if you have contributed monetarily, because that does not denote your worth and your value on this channel. Just you sitting here is enough. You don't even got to push the like button. I don't even, that shit doesn't mean the world to me. Like, it's not the end of the world. I want to say thank y'all. I do respect, honor, and appreciate everyone who's been riding out with Red Pillar, Blue Pillar, my younger brother KT, Mama Pill, and everybody that I'm affiliated with over the years. And this year especially, right? Because this year, 2022, unbeknownst to everybody, was one of my most difficult years on record. Since we started counting years and whatnot, this was definitely one of my most challenging, I would say challenging years. I went through a lot this year. You feel me? I went through a lot. I went through a lot of highs and lows. I went through a lot of challenges. I went through a lot of, real dark moments. You feel me? I went through some real dark moments. I had to adjust, moving to a new state. There were times where I regretted coming to Atlanta, where I was like, why am I here? Why did I leave the sanctuary of the East Coast? You know what I mean? Why did I leave my son behind? I have a 15-year-old son, and it just wasn't easy on my mentals being so far away from my son, it's still not easy on me, and I'm still weighing out if I made the right choice. You know, Atlanta is not what it used to be, and whatever that means, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Atlanta is not what it was in 2020, right? That has a lot to do with the fact that when I came to Atlanta in 2020, it was right around the time of what is called the lockdown. Remember the lockdown? And what is called the COVID lockdown. Remember, everybody had to stay inside everywhere else. And I came to Atlanta to host an event, and I seen people outside with no mask on and whatnot, and they looked happy. And PPP money was running through the streets, so niggas wasn't looking as dusty as they sometimes naturally be looking and whatnot. It was a different energy. It was people was on different times and whatnot. And when I came back in 2022, it hasn't been the same experience for me personally. Now, anything that I'm experiencing in 2022 is a result of choices that I made. Let's be clear, first and foremost. If I walked into a place that wasn't necessarily the best place for me, it's because I was given the information and I chose to make a decision based off of personal reasons. So I can't blame anyone for anything, at all. This is all something that I have to wear, and this is all something that I have to carry on my own, you know what I mean? But to make a long story short, I'll talk more about it in the year in review, you know what I mean? I'll dive deeper into it, I'll get a little bit more intricate with it. And we'll handle that then. You know what I mean? We'll handle that then. But it's not the end of the world because I'm here. You know what I'm talking about? And I've survived. But the shit that I've gone through, I already know that it's been preparing me for what's coming up. It's almost like being in the gym. Imagine if you had the weight of the world on your shoulders in the gym and you kept having to push that weight and whatnot. Eventually you will realize when you look in the mirror, all of that weight pushing has results to it. You know what I mean? When you start realizing that you got cuts in places that you didn't have cuts before, and when you realize how that weight that you was carrying and whatnot is helping with your glutes and shit like that. You know what I mean? So the weight that I was describing that I can identify as just the whole calendar year of 2022. It's so many situations, and it really ramped up during the Mars retrograde, which is where we're still in right now. It really ramped up to the point where I had to sit down for a whole month. We're in the month of December, my birthday month, November. I wanted to be partying. I wanted to be standing on sofas. You feel me? I wanted to pop bottles and act like a fucking teenager. And spirit was like, nigga, you got to sit down. Your life is in danger. You feel me? This Mars retrograde is going to affect Scorpios the most. And when I saw what happened to Takeoff, the day after I did the tribute to the ancestors, remember, I did a show at the Royal Chamber where I was playing dead rappers' music. Right? It was the day, it wasn't on Halloween, it was on the Day of the Dead, right? October the 30th. I was playing only dead rappers. Okay? I was only playing dead rappers, right? And I was in Atlanta paying homage to the catalog of the ancestors who happened to rap. And the shit was lit. It was fire. You know what I mean? And then the next day I wake up or the next day, I think it was 2 days later. Yeah, it was on Sunday. The young man got killed. I wake up and Takeoff is gone. No. Matter of fact, I did a Melanin Monday show. I remember that clearly. I did a Melanin Monday show, and I was telling you niggas, keep your head on swivel, right? Because it's real in the field and whatnot. And I sense that something is really about to go down and whatnot, especially during Mars and retrograde. Mars is war. Mars is war. Mars is shit popping off. Mars is gunplay. And then directly a few hours, I think when I ended the show at 2:30, Takeoff got shot. Because he got shot 2:30 in Houston. And I got off of the show around 2:30 a.m. It was a late show, my geniuses. You understand? That's how precise. And I don't do readings. Don't hit me up. I don't do readings, my niggas. I don't read palms and whatnot. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't got the crystal ball. You know what I mean? But I'm listening to, and I don't always listen to the voices in my head. But I listened to it that time because it was very loud and it told me this is a life and death type of thing. And I paid heed to it and I sat my ass down and I got out of the way. You know what I mean? People be thinking I'm out, I'm everywhere, but I'm out the way, bro. This whole year I've been out the way. To be honest with you, from 2021 up until now, I've been out the way. I ain't been outside like that. I haven't been trying to be #1 master teacher and all of this stupid shit. I've really been out the way, bro. I really have been out the way. Okay. Rest in peace to Big Scar. Okay. There's another rapper that just got killed today. Pooh Shiesty's cousin, right, y'all? Pooh Shiesty's cousin, Big Scar. Pooh Shiesty, who I believe he's a Scorpio. Am I correct? Is Pooh Shiesty a Scorpio? Yeah, man. You would think they'd be able to close out their year with without one of the with a woo-saw with like woo. I'm glad no more rappers is dying and whatnot. And then boom, here we go. One more to close out the year. You said an overdose. You know what I mean? An overdose. So one of the things that I've seen, and it's not just the YSL situation, but I'm gonna bring it up when my good brother Malik comes on the show, because Malik is a fortune teller. Malik is able to see into the future. Malik, along with Destiny's Grind, they did a show on this platform, Know the Ledge Media, right? They did a show on this platform. Nigga said as Gucci Man artists. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about Gucci Man. Whoever he killed with that situation, I think that they put hoodoo on that nigga, because you know Gucci backwood, he one of the backwoods niggas. I think he got a curse on him because shit don't be going right for the good brother and his artists. Like they all be in jail for some reason. I'm trying to make sense as to what the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, what's up? There's no such thing as that much bad luck. Gucci Man has like 5 artists in jail right now. Do y'all know? Like, do you know that? He has about 5 artists that are currently locked up. Pooh Shiesty being one of them. Right? Culture, the Cash App is right there under the ticker where it says Phil Moreland. Only put 1 L. Only put 1 L. Who is a Scorpio? I'm talking about Pooh Shiesty, not the brother named Scar, right? The Big Scar is an Aries, that's Mars. You understand? That's Mars. Quavo is born on my son's birthday, April the 2nd, right? That's Mars. Okay, and Quavo was the one with the situation with Takeoff, it was a Quavo beef, right? It was Quavo in his Aries bag, right? Because we know how the Aries get down in certain senses. It was Quavo in his Aries bag that was kind of arguing with niggas. I can't argue with you, right? And that's what got his cousin's wig pushed back, right? In 4K, because niggas was running around. That's one of the most watched videos. I was looking at the statistics for the year in review, and the Takeoff murder is up there in the top 5 most viewed videos on Google and whatnot. You know what I mean? More people was watching that shit, even though it wasn't even like out there. Motherfuckers was, you know, they be passing them videos around. Thank you for the Cash App. They be passing them videos around. So his murder video, right? Remember, something that's sacred. We're not supposed to watch we're not supposed to watch humans die, right? There's going to be a level of desensitization that takes place when you see a person take their last breath. I could go on record saying that when I saw Faces of Death as a young man, there was a series called Faces of Death. There was a level of innocence that I felt leave my body the day that I saw the first episodes of Faces of Death. We were not supposed to be looking at people dying. And in Faces of Death, that shit was on VHS. That's how old those videos were. Faces of Death precede World Star Video. Faces of Death precedes bum fights. Faces of Death precedes a lot of the demonic shit that we have been normalized, right, into watching these days, like it's just regular and whatnot. But we understood that that was something that we were not supposed to be watching, because even when we were collectively watching Faces of Death, motherfuckers we were looking around like we knew that we was opening up some type of portals, in a sense. Portals in our minds, portals in our brains and whatnot, fucking up some types of synapses. You dig what I'm saying? Because you're not supposed to watch unless you're looking at your enemy in their eyes. Yeah, it was white people dying. Something that you don't really even see too much on World Star or on the internet. They still have managed to hide the White Death epidemic and shit like that. You might see overdoses. You know, you get lucky and see the white dude get their shit rocked and whatnot. But to be honest with you, it's mostly Hispanics and melanated people on the internet dying. How, and who, and where? How the hell does World Star, like, where's their server hosted at? That's why I'm glad we got Chat GPT. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. That's why I'm glad we have technology, the AI technology like Chat GPT. I got so many questions, and you know, everybody don't be wanting to answer them. I'm tired of ask Jeeves and whatnot. I'm tired of going to Google. So I'm going to go to the Chat GPT and really do some real deep diving and find things out, because how the fuck does World Star show a person dying every other day? Every other day, there's a video of somebody getting shot up. There's a video of a car crash. It's horrendous shit. It's horrificness on World Star Hip Hop, right? One of the most popular websites in the world. I don't know if people are familiar with their reach, but it is one of the most popular, quote unquote, websites in the world. It's watched by a lot of people. And I'm like, how, Sway? Like, how the fuck do they taking down videos of mine on YouTube and Instagram, and I'm not even doing nothing. I'm just saying shit. You know what I mean? I'm expressing my mind. And they're like, yo, that goes against community standards. But I'm like, how the fuck is World Star not going against community standards on the whole internet? Like, you can't just put random shit where people are getting killed on a website, on a blog, my nigga. No other websites are doing that. Who's behind World Star after they killed the brother Q and whatnot? Who the fuck took over? YouTube censors World Star? Okay, maybe YouTube, but I've seen a few bodies on YouTube that I should not have seen. So my mentality is, if I'm seeing it, right, my child is seeing it. You know what I mean? If I'm seeing it, my little man is seeing it. You know, my 2-year-old knows how to he knows how to surf. He know how to surf. He'll go and he go on YouTube and pull songs up. He knows the songs just by the thumbnail. He's 2 years old, bro. Real talk. Like, he's only 2 and he could do that. So if a 2-year-old has access and they know how to pull shit up, then what the fuck is a 10-year-old doing on the internet? You know what I mean? When we not looking and whatnot, what are they pulling up? So I say all of that to say, you know, digital detox moving forward, you know, it's a lot of shit that I was exposed to in 2022 that I'm not going to expose myself to moving forward. You know what I mean? Because we want to remain healthy in our minds, and being bombarded with all of these negative images, it's not healthy, bro. It can't be healthy. You know what I mean? We come up with excuses as to why. Yeah, we just balancing things out. You know, I'm tired of watching all of these tree huggers. You know what I'm saying? I just need to watch a nigga die today. Like, what the fuck? That's not normal. We're normalizing insanity right now. You know what I mean? And I hope I'm not being preachy and whatnot, but somebody got to say it. This shit ain't normal. You know? People in hip hop, we've been traumatized this year. People in hip hop have been, TikTok is taking over the body counts too. You know? E-Bomb's World started the death on the net videos. I'm going to look into E-Bomb's World. E-Bomb's World. All of the rapper killings are on the internet. Oh, it's still on YouTube? God damn, I didn't know that. I know that there's rooms in 4chan. You don't even got to go to the deep web. There's rooms on 4chan where you can see there's like a whole fucking terabyte. There's a whole folder of all of the rappers. There's a folder of all of the drill rappers that got killed. It's a folder of all of the top rappers that got killed. It's a folder with all of the drill rappers. Like, if they say somebody's name, they got folders with everybody from Chicago who got headshots and whatnot. They got shot up. They'd be in, and they got the song, and they'd be like, that's the nigga that he was talking about in the Little Dirk song. This is the picture right here. This is his murder scene picture. Depravity on levels that we've never seen before. You understand? Death supposed to be private. You feel me? Because it ain't making niggas tougher, right? It's making people a little more desensitized. And with desensitization comes dehumanization. So the question is, because once a person is dehumanized, you can't rehumanize them. Once a person gets desensitized, it's hard to resensitize them. Once you see something, it's hard to unsee something. So all the people who are behind the curtain, the Wizards of Oz and whatnot, their main purpose is to just put things out there that we can't unsee, right? And to hope that we stumble across it. So when we see it, right, it leaves an imprint, not just on our minds, but our subconscious minds. And it's very hard to scrub that shit from your motherfucking subconsciousness, right? So now you seeing shit, women with dicks, all right? You seeing things that you can't unsee. And what is that doing to your psyche? What is it doing to your psyche? Okay? Oh, they've been monetizing Black Death. They're going beyond monetizing Black Death. Monetizing Black Death, that's early in the phase. You understand? That's early in the psyops. Did you see the article that came out that talked about the psyops through social media? There's a new report. Even Elon Musk is out there on Twitter revealing things and whatnot, showing you how the FBI was working with Twitter, showing you how the Democrats was working with the FBI. Right? There's a lot of shit going on right now. This year is revealing so many things. Like I said, I'm going to talk to my good brother when he comes on the show. And I'm like, yo, 2022, that's the year to snitch. You know what I mean? Because everybody's snitching. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's telling. The fucking FTX scandal with Sam Fried, I'm sure everybody is familiar somewhat with the FTX story and Uncle Sam, the white boy, the Yahudi, right? The Ashkenazi who pissed away billions of dollars. He was set up in Bahamas. He had a crypto exchange, one of the top crypto exchanges in the business. And he basically got arrested the other day. And now he got bailed out today. And his team, he had a girlfriend or an assistant that he sometimes was in a relationship with. She looks like a light-skinned hobbit, right? She looks like I'm not trying to take any shots at nobody's appearance and whatnot, but she looks like a bad Linza output. You know what I'm talking about? And she's basically turning states, and she's snitching on Sam and whatnot. And also a few of his associates, they're also turning state. I'm going to pull up a picture of the young lady so you can get a visual as to what's going on, right? But she's one of the many people, right, who don't know each other, that's been showing up all throughout the news and whatnot, that have no problem pointing fingers and saying, nah, he did it, right? So when Mars, is in retro, right? That's when we seeing all of this shit go down. And it's interesting to see. I'm like, damn, look at this. And of course, people are familiar with the Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion situation, right? There was some snitching going on in there, right? Where even though the girlfriend, who they say allegedly may have been the one who pulled the trigger, right? Even she was ready to snitch on Tory Lanez and say, yeah, you know, because they played a court recording where she was snitching. She was like, yeah, Tory Lanez paid me to say this. And, you know, he was trying to, I'm like, damn, where's the loyalty? And then, of course, we have the case with the YSL or YSL. And these niggas are going bananas in terms of, you know, they basically telling and then saying, we not telling, right? They telling and they like, who told? We not telling, we just trying to get home for the holidays. We not pushing please. We pushing P. We still gangster. We still want to go home and rap about killing. Why the judge not telling these niggas, yo, to let you out, Gunna, right? We're going to need you to not rap about killing your community. We're going to need you to not rap about no gangster shit. Because I could do without it. I don't know about y'all, you know what I mean? He make music for the ladies, right? Don't he be making music for he got that moist type of he's giving moist. You know what I mean? He make music for the ladies listen to moist niggas. You know what I mean? He's a metrosexual. So he's giving fluid music. Do you know what fluid music is? Fluid music is what Drake has perfected. 21, can you do something for me? Fluid music is music that gay men could sing word for word to other gay men, right? And they don't got to change the lyrics. But women could sing it to other women, and they don't got to change the lyrics. Men can sing it to women, and they don't got to change the lyrics. It's almost masterful, but it's called fluid music, meaning that it's ambiguous, right? It's for anybody. So Drake is the master of ambiguous music. Nothing to take away from him. I'm just identifying that there's a new genre of music that's out there called fluid hip hop, ambiguous hip hop, where the shit, you know, it's catering not to one group of people. You can't necessarily say that DMX was making fluid music, but you could definitely say that that's what Drake does. Okay, that's what yeah, duality, unisex. It's unisex music. It's fluid, like his and hers, but it's not. It's just together. You know what I mean? That's why Drake is so loved and whatnot, because everyone could sing the music. Right? What's the shit? My evil twin? That's my twin. That's my evil twin. That nigga, that's fluid. Who is he singing to? Another nigga? You know what I mean? Talking about that's my twin. He don't got no twin brothers. Is that what they doing with Glow? Glorilla? Sounding like a dude? Shout out to Glow. You know what I mean? Shout out to Gloria Hallelujah. You know what I mean? Shout out to Gloria Hallelujah. I'm too sexy, right? I'm too sexy for that's fluid. It's a whole new genre. Niggas go viral with that shit, right? I hope you ain't loving the crew. You ain't loving the crew. That's two niggas singing to each other. I'm too sexy for my shirt. That's two niggas on the couch, Saucy Santana singing to Saucy Cameron. Is that how they name each other? Is it Saucy Jim Jones, Saucy Santana? I don't even know how that shit works. But yeah, that's what they doing. That's why he's the king. And I just gave y'all some game right there. It's a young nigga listening to me right now. He's going to go write himself a fluid rap to get on. And I'm not going to judge you, young man, or, you know, whatever your pronoun is. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? I'm not going to judge you. But that's what they out there doing. And the king of fluid rap is Drake. Aubrey, niggas. 21. Can you do something for me? 21. And they got the dances to go with it and everything. You know what I'm talking about? They got the dances to go with it and everything. So the culture, or what they call the code and whatnot, it took a huge black eye, and it will never be the same. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Tekashi 6ix9ine was Wreck-It Ralph. Tekashi 6ix9ine was the C-19 of hip-hop, right? The airborne virus, and he infected it to whereas it'll never breathe the same again. You understand? It's going to always have respiratory issues and whatnot. You dig what I'm saying? It's always going to have a COVID cough, right? He's Wreck-It Ralph. When they put Wreck-It Ralph in the machine, he broke the machine and whatnot. He eventually short-circuited the machine. So Tekashi 6ix9ine, he destroyed the gang culture, and he is the cancer to hip-hop. Okay? He's the cancer to hip-hop. And we're seeing that play out right in front of us, right? Like Zimmerman. George Zimmerman was the Wreck-It Ralph to black culture, right? Or to nigger culture. What do you mean, Ray? What I mean is this. It wasn't none of ours position to handle and to get justice. It was the niggas. It was their duty to do that. It was those block spinners. It was those big steppers. It was the niggas with big feet. Then, you know, they say they step like, the niggas say, I'm a big stepper. I got Ronald McDonald feet. I'm a big stepper. I'm wearing Shaq sneakers, right? That's how big I'm stepping. What did Kodak say? You know what I mean? He said, I put pressure when I walk. Slide. Keep on sliding. Walk, 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 walk. You know, that's my son's favorite song. I don't know why, but don't ask me. That was their job. You see, it's an unpopular conversation that people don't like having on the internet because niggas they get censored and they're scared and whatnot. They don't like to talk that real warrior talk. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not afraid to because remember, it's about narrative, ideas and concepts. You niggas are not in control of your ideas and concepts, and you're afraid to even expound on them, right? You're afraid to even expound on your ideas, but get it from the gate all the way back in 2011, I believe, or 2012 when they killed Trayvon. I was like, nah, they don't handle homie right now. This was before they was talking about, remember, it took 44 days for them to even indict him. I was like, nah, fuck the indictment, spin the block. On this one right here, I don't know about everything else because, we can't just put death sentences on people and whatnot. But ancestors told me, nah, that one gotta go. And nobody did nothing, And this was a time when Rick Ross had everybody scared. He was doing a right? He was doing his He had niggas thinking that he was a fucking a boss that got it out of the mud with Noriega, right? This was around the time when Jay-Z was supposed to be big boss, big Willie. I got shooters here, I got shooters there. This was around the time all of them Florida niggas was talking like they got that smoke, right? Plies, what's the nigga? Gunplay, right? MMG, Rick Ross. Everybody was a thug. And George Zimmerman killed that young boy in Florida, stepped on him, right? Stepped on him, had him on a motherfucking grass with his mouth open, looking like the tower card and the tarot and whatnot. They positioned Trayvon like the figure in the tower card, right? They ritualized him to the highest degree. When I look at that picture, it's a death picture, right? Once again, you're not supposed to look at cadavers, right? We're not supposed to be looking at people in their expired state, right? You're not to, it's like going to funerals and this niggas that go to funerals and take pictures. I've been told that that's a curse. Oh, yes, the hangman. My bad. It was the hangman. It was a hangman. They ritualized him, and his death photo is the hangman picture. Right? And then even in the picture where they got him laying on the grass, looking like the hangman, it's a bunch of Europeans standing around him, like how they used to stand around the lynching pictures, right? With little children smiling and whatnot when it was a pick a nigga or a barbecue, when they were barbecuing us and shooting us up thousands, hundreds of times and whatnot while we were hanging from trees. They were shooting up the people so much that they would shoot them off the tree, right? Into pieces. That's how, imagine somebody hanging from a tree and then 1,000 people pulling out hammers and shooting the body while it's swinging from a tree. That's what they were doing to our people, desecrating us past death, right? They desecrate the cadaver, right? Necromancy. That's why they digging up King Tut and they got that nigga on a world tour. And black people pay money to go and see that shit. Notice I said black people because Kemites would never do that. Moors would never do that. Hebrew Israelites would never do no duck ass shit like that. Imagine me digging up one of the messiahs of the Jewish race, and I put that nigga on world tour with all of the maggots coming out of him. So all of the rappers was acting like they down with Trayvon. Niggas was like, I am Trayvon. But no one spun the block. No one had any smoke. No one talked greasy to Zimmerman. Nobody caught him in traffic. You understand? Do you see the cars that these niggas is catching in traffic, Swiss cheesing people? Earlier in January of 2022, there was a rapper in Florida who got killed while his 2-year-old was in the car with him. What was his name again? They had the shit on audio and whatnot. They had the audio of the shooting. It sounded like Call of Duty and whatnot. And they Swiss cheese his car up. and the baby, unfortunately, the child did not get shot, but they turned his fucking car into Swiss cheese. So you mean to tell me Florida and the way, you know, spot 'em, got 'em ass niggas, the way that they kill in Florida is not with handguns and whatnot. They out there shooting niggas with M1s and AR-15s and FNs and shit like that. And y'all didn't push back. Y'all didn't spin a block. Y'all didn't put a drop on a homie who killed Trayvon. And then you wonder why shit been going upside down ever since that ritual. Police wasn't knocking niggas off before that. They was getting served by the Moors. The judges was getting put on the run by Moors in court. Remember that? You niggas, how soon we forget? And for those who are considered to be freshmen or sophomores in consciousness, and you don't even remember that, you probably took your red pill during some social justice type of situations, Mike Brown, George Floyd. You have no idea, Freddie Gray. You have no idea what the internet was like in 2010, 2011, 2009. Well, shit, before Obama put niggas to sleep. It was really rough in these streets. The resistance, the way people were standing up, it was to be admired. It was to be admired. You understand? It was to be admired. The reason why they don't know who their opponent is because every single situation got hijacked by BLM, a bunch of preachers, Black Boule, and a bunch of niggas that wanted to apologize and whatnot, just so they can have a seat at the table. They hijacked the narrative and they took you all the way outside of the circle. You feel me? Because when it popped off, we understood who the enemy was. Every time that it pops off, every time that it goes down, every time that cities get erupted and whatnot, every time niggas start lighting garbage cans on fire, motherfuckers be very clear as to what the objective is. And then CNN, Fox 5, and the gay nigga in the blue vest from BLM, they pop up and then they hijack the narrative and then they switch it up. And then you find yourself on one knee like Kaepernick, apologizing and twerking in front of the police. How do we get here? You know what I mean? How do we get here? And it has to be, you know, think about what it's doing to those of us who have, you know, we came so far and then we regressed. I'm not, Facebook be reminding me how much off my square I am. When they be like, nigga, you said this 9 years ago. And I'm like, darn. What the fuck was I? What was I eating? I'm going through old pictures trying to see what was I nourishing myself. Because I'm like, nigga, I wasn't even on Goldwater. But I was so sharp back then. I had it all figured out. The way that I was, my thought process was so I was on such higher levels. Now I'm in 2022 talking about hip hop. I'm in 2022 like a court reporter covering Meg Thee Stallion, nigga. Like that's regression. That's regression, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is not getting smarter. I have old videos where I used to be on 125th Street. I'm embarrassed. I'm like, God damn, where the fuck is that nigga at? Where is he at? What the hell? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Niggas is TikTokers now. So it was a psyop of the highest proportions where everybody got affected. I even got affected by it. As much as I was teaching on it, And as much as I was highlighting it, and as much as I was reporting on it, and as much as I was decoding shit, I still feel like I've been somewhat pushed back and affected to whereas I'm nowhere where I was 10 years ago in terms of my understanding, and the way that my mind worked. You know? How many times we gotta point the finger though? How about police yourself? Maybe your opponent is you. To be honest with you, I don't even know if you belong to what is called the conscious community and you got into this, you're not even supposed to be in consciousness and you think that the opponent is somebody other than yourself. That's woke shit. When you a woke social justice warrior and you an ambulance chaser and you're mad at the white man, that's that phase of wokeness that you're not even in the building yet. By the time you get in the building, it's man know thyself. And anything dealing with man know thyself, keyword is self. There is no devil outside of yourself. So everything that you're going up against theoretically is really you. You know, all this other shit is window dressing. It's always going to be there. It's part of the script. It's part of the movie. It's part of the story. To be honest with you, you'll never be in a reality where motherfuckers is just skipping through the tulips, you know what I mean, and playing with bird shit all day. You know what I mean? Hey, pigeons, just shit on me. Everything is cool. No, nigga. That's not the reality. I don't know. That's called playing around with Barbie dolls too long. That's called niggas is still on Disney time. Because all of the research that I've done, I've never come across a time other than a utopian idea of what the future may look like called Fantasy Island. I've never come across a civilization nor a time where we did not have strife, where we did not have antagonistic ways versus protagonistic ways, where we did not have ops, where we did not have inner conflicts. It's always been there. There's always been the situation with the Romans going up against the people. So yeah, it's been said that all roads lead back to self. Right. And of understanding that yes, I agree. And that's what it leads back to self, right? However, if we were were able to pull up on Zimmerman and knock his block off, that was gonna help self. That was gonna help self. You understand? That was gonna help self. You know, that was gonna allow us to focus on self because we went from focusing on self to now focusing on the illusion, and then what we put attention to, it wound up growing. That's why I say knock the nigga off before they even lock him up. Get him the fuck out of here so we don't have to focus on it. The minute we started focusing on it, niggas start wearing, oh, I'm going marching and I'm gonna wear Skittles and I'm gonna drink iced tea, right? All of that dumb shit that we did. Oh, I'm gonna wear a hoodie, right? No, nigga. You're gonna put a bag on this nigga's head. I shouldn't even be talking like this, bro. Get him the fuck up out the way. Because now you left with the focus, and what you put where attention goes, energy flows. So everybody put their attention on him, and you didn't come up with no results. You didn't spin the block. You didn't represent for the homie that got murked and whatnot. But the drill rappers, the whole premise behind drill rap and why it's so popular is because it's almost like an honorable thing to avenge your dead homie, right? That shit goes all the way back to Wakanda, my niggas. They're out there doing shit that they did all the way back in Heru, the Asarian myth, right? I'm avenging the death of the homie. Whether it's avenging your father's death, it's all a Saurian myth. It's all Heru versus Set and Asar. Niggas got their homie. Well, you heard the song by PZ. You know what I mean? If you murk my man, I'm gonna ride around with a picture of him and I'm gonna get you, nigga. If you kill my man, we riding around with his picture, spinning the block until we knock your top off, and then we gonna be all right. Then we gonna pour champagne on his grave, and we're gonna honor his spirit. That's how you put that. Niggas got altars and whatnot. So some of us got altars, and we can stand in front of the altar and speak to one of our dead relatives or one of our dead friends, knowing that we avenged them in their death and whatnot, knowing that we took it upon ourselves to avenge them. You know, you can get religious on me if you want. When I study, that's what I see. That's what niggas been doing from time immemorial. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Go take you some shrooms and go into the motherfucking underworld and come back and tell me what they told you. What's honorable. How you supposed to handle shit. If anything ever happens to me and you niggas go marching and whatnot, I'm gonna make it hell a golf-sized fucking ice on your head tops. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make a thunderstorm. I'm gonna start hitting niggas with lightning bolts on some Shango shit. Yeah, that I bought the laptop. Yes. It's gonna be here. I think the tracker said it will be here tomorrow or the next day. Yeah, like you seen in the Kung Fu flicks. You know what I mean? Like you seen in the Kung Fu flicks. Like you saw in the spaghetti westerns and whatnot. You understand? That's all the same story being told time after time after time after time again. It's called the Asarian myth. Yo, Malik, if you're in a building, pull up. Pull up. Sadness supposed to make the heart better, not worse. Where you out there causing chaos. I don't really understand what you're saying, but I don't want to misinterpret that statement and say the wrong thing. You know. But that's the premise behind drill culture, right? And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that this whole thing is about ideas and concepts, right? That's why hip hop, when utilized properly, is so powerful because it could control ideas and concepts. It introduces new ideas and concepts to the masses, especially with hip hop being popular music and whatnot. So ideas and concepts are what rule this shit. Ideas and concepts. Narratives. That's what this whole shit is about. That's how America controls the fucking grip on their people and whatnot, is because they control the narrative, right? So what does drill culture represent to our society? And it's not just for the teenagers anymore, because what they did is they integrated drill culture into popular culture, because hip hop is popular culture and drill culture is the most popular genre or subgenre of hip hop right now. So what takes place, right, in drill culture? The lack of conflict resolution. So now it has permeated into society where no one has conflict resolution anymore. You understand? Nobody could just let shit slide. Nobody is willing to talk it out. Nobody is like, you know what? You right, homie. You got that. My bad. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to hug it out, right? You step on my shoes, you put a tweet out and you say my name, you bring any conflict that we have into the public, somebody gotta die. That's drill culture in a nutshell. You know how many niggas getting knocked off because of Twitter wars? Imagine if the ADOS and all of these black Twitter niggas was on some drill shit. You know how many bodies would be piling up at reparation rallies, nigga? That's what we see going on in the culture right now. There's no conflict resolution whatsoever. Conflict resolution got eroded, drill got introduced. Because when you strip down drill culture, when you strip it down, it's about the lack of conflict resolution. It's an idea and a concept that if we got beef, somebody got to die. Not somebody got to get beat up, not because you can't beat your op up and just let him be alive when you leave. It's not about beating them up because you can't beat your op up. You can't just jump your op. You could embarrass them and strip them and smack them up on live and whatnot, but they're going to come back on some Little Dirk shit and they're going to get you down the line and whatnot. They're going to come back like Pop Smoke. Remember Pop Smoke, right? He went viral in 2013 when a young man who got killed by the NYPD by the name of Kamani Gray, that was the beginning of the color wars. He got killed in 2013. You had Mike Brown, Kamani Gray, Freddie Gray, Sandra Bland, right? And there's a few more crayons and colors and whatnot. But it's what I call the color wars. It's an extension of the Gullah wars, right? I break that down in Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah series, right? But anyway, the young man, Kamani Gray, who was high-ranking blood, he smacked the shit out of Pop Smoke on World Star. The video went viral on World Star. They ran down Pop Smoke. He was a young boy at that time. He might have been like 13. They ran down on him, and they was like, yo, what sex you claim? And Pop Smoke, and I think he was like trying to go to school. He was at a bus stop or something like that. And he was like, yo, I'm a Crip. And the young man, Kamani, was a blood, right? And I'm talking about when I say he smacked fire out of that nigga, he smacked that nigga so hard that when Pop Smoke woke up, he was like, welcome to the party. Dior, Dior. He smacked him into the future, my friends. You know what I mean? So Pop Smoke later on, right? Years later, 7 years later, right? This is in 2013. So around 2018 or 2019, he's the hottest thing in the fucking in New York, right? And then he enacts revenge. At that point, Kamani is already dead, right? But the other niggas that was around him, Pop Smoke is enacting revenge on them, knocking them off. I don't know if he killed them, but he's definitely washing them up on camera. He knocked one nigga out at the liquor store and whatnot, crept up on them. Yeah, he got it back in blood, respectfully, right? Shout out to the Woos out there. Yeah, respectfully, he got it back in blood. So that right there is, you know what I mean? The reason why so many people relate to it, because it is the story of the dude who gets bullied and then he grows up to revenge himself. It's storybook Western. It's a storybook Western story. It's like it's like a kung fu story, right? Remember Kung Fu when they beat niggas up? They beat the little dude up, Daniel's son, and then he went and got sturdy and whatnot. And then he came back and he was riding on his enemies. Tupac, right? Tupac. Tupac got jumped in Oakland. Niggas they was herbing Tupac. Tupac was a herb when he was coming up. You know what I mean? That he was a punching bag. And then he comes back with the motherfucking thug life on his chest with the bald head and the bandana, Bishop and Juice. So people are drawn to these experiences because what? Niggas is living vicariously through the artists. They're living vicariously through these figures and whatnot, and they're rooting for them on the sideline, chat niggas, like how they root for academics, right? Academics, DJ Academics is the poster child for the nerd or the blurred or the soft nigga who did what? Who was able to come up, right? and he was able to come up and basically put for right, because he's winning in the industry. His success, the fact that he's money, the fact that he's able to, you know, talk down and shit on the rappers like Lil Baby, and shit on, you know, whoever he had conflicts with, he's able to hide behind his keyboard and talk crazy to them. There's a bunch of soft niggas, moist niggas that are living vicariously through that character. They're rooting him on because he represents them. It's revenge of the nerds or revenge of the blurs. That's the world that we're living in. Remember, I said it before, the nerds is running this shit. Niggas like Jeff Bezos. Did you see these niggas' high school pictures? You know what I'm talking about? It happened when Jermaine Dupri got on. It's like then. My bad. You know what I mean? Revenge of the blurs, revenge of the nerds. You know what I mean? David defeats Goliath. The meek shall inherit the motherfucking earth, right? That's why when DJ Academics was going against Meek Mills is the bully. He's the street nigga with all of that mouth and whatnot, right? So when DJ Academics was able to talk crazy to him, right? And nothing really, that's why people was like, oh yeah, that's why when XXXTentacion got murked and whatnot, all of the blurred niggas and the nerd niggas who was living vicariously through him, because he was also the underdog who was able to, you know what I mean? Remember, he got jumped by the Migos. Remember that? The Migos stomped him out. He had beef with Drake, right? Drake, he was even, you know, they got Drake going on trial because they said Drake might have something to do with his death, even though I'm not out here gossiping, but, you know, that's what's happening. He was the underdog. He was the social outcast, right? He was the underling, and he was coming up. His success was his revenge, right? Revenge is what Tupac said. What did he say about success? Being the best revenge, right? So a nigga's numbers, his followers, and him going viral is success now. It's the attention economy. So your numbers equate to how many people are watching you. Your numbers equate to how lit you are. Your numbers equate to how much you have over the hearts and the minds over the people. Success is the sweetest joy next to getting PUSSY, right? That's what he said. It gives you, you know, success. That shit is a rush. It's a rush. So yeah, when they say when Tupac shot the police and whatnot, that was a score for the underdogs. That was a score for the niggas who got brutalized by the police. That was a score for everybody who hated the police, right? Then when he got shot at Quad Studios and whatnot, and niggas robbed him and whatnot, that was a dark day for everybody that was living vicariously through Tupac, right? They was living vicariously through thug life and whatnot. You had niggas that was like not thugs and whatnot, but they were living vicariously through thug life. Okay? They were living vicariously through his movements. So whenever he took a loss, they took a loss. Whenever he fell, they fell with him. So when XXXTentacion gets murdered, right? Gets shot in the fucking neck and whatnot, it affected a lot of the youth, and it made them somehow say, we need a new savior. We need a new hero. We need somebody else now. And then Tekashi, well, I think Tekashi was locked up around that time. Because he was there, he was the one that was living vicariously through as well, because he represented the underdog or the nerd or the quote-unquote outcast, a motherfucker with rainbow hair, with a face tat, who's considered to be mad soft and whatnot, right? He starts going buck wild. He's running with a gang. He's telling people SMD and whatnot, middle fingers up, right? And then they were living vicariously through him. And then when he snitched, instead of them all abandoning him, they was like, that's a W. Yeah, who was a lame before all of that, right? Niggas was like, that's a W and whatnot, because it's really about them taking down what they consider to be the Goliaths. I've spoken about it, remember, I've spoken about it before. The new generations are completely at war with the older generations. When niggas was wearing baggy clothes, they started wearing tight clothes. When we was listening to hardcore hip hop, these niggas started listening to rock and roll. You know what I mean? They were the they did everything to stand out, to be the opposite of the older generation. Their fathers, this is the generation that grew up and the fathers was either deadbeats, wasn't there, or didn't fuck with them like that. So a lot of them became, very, they start drawing outside the lines and shit, right? It was a big fuck you. They were walking around showing their asses with their pants hanging down to their ankles and whatnot. They were telling the world, kiss my ass. Then that same nigga who was walking around with his ass showing, he pops up a few weeks later in a fucking mini skirt with stilettos on 2/5, right? Walking down the block. Now he's a woman. I seen the whole process over the time that I was in Harlem. I saw the whole shit switch over, bro. And I was like a psychology major standing behind that table watching the quote unquote desecration of our people day by day. But I'm not going to talk your heads off because I have a special guest in the building. Let me go ahead and charge up this video real quick, and then we're going to bring our good brother in. You dig? This brother will be on our year-end show, right? Our end of the year show, which is coming up next on Friday, the 30th. Okay, I believe that's next Friday, the 30th. Brother Red Pill's year in review. This one right here is a do not miss. I'm going all the way in. I'm talking crazy shit. I've already done the polls and whatnot, right? We're going to talk about that before the show is over. Y'all should go vote too. When you get off of the show tonight, it's right there on YouTube on Know the Ledge Media. Y'all have voted unanimously for a lot of the quote unquote people who did their thing this year. And we'll talk about that and so much more on the 30th. You dig what I'm saying? So let me go. My pop smoke dance to that. All right, so without any further ado, I present to you my good brother Malik DeShawn. Woo! Clap it up. Peace to the God.
Peace, brother.
Peace, brother. Peace. Oh man, all is well, man. How you doing, my good brother?
Man, I'm up here in this cold weather, you know what I'm saying, in Milwaukee. So, you know, it's an Arctic blast going on. So, you know, I'm like, man, I sure don't miss this part.
That's right. You know, I mean, it's only right. It's only right. We get into that cold weather. You know what I mean? You know, you can't be in the sun forever, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir. So
no, you can't. You gotta have that balance.
Gotta have that balance. So, you know, embrace that coldness. You know what I mean? Give thanks to the ice people out there. You know what I mean? Our brothers in Alaska. And before we begin, I want you to introduce yourself to the audience because I don't want to be under the assumption that everybody knows who you are and whatnot. Just briefly let them know who you are, good brother.
Absolutely. Yeah, my name is Malik DeShawn. I am, you know, what I call a castrologist, but many of you may know it as a cardiologist. I use the deck of playing cards, the 52 deck of playing cards that we all grew up with, playing spades and pity pat and deuces wild. The games we were taught
Right.
that were just for fun or just for chance. I use them, and I teach people the true use of it. I propagate the true use of the deck of cards, and that is to be like a human GPS, a guide, to show you the way, to give you some instruction, to give you some advisory, on how to live your life, what your purpose is, your characteristics, your persona, your strengths, your weaknesses, and how the world sees you, and how to intertwine all that so that you can reach your highest potential, so that you can overcome challenges and get a true understanding on life, why things happen, when things happen, and how they happen. Each card in the deck is connected to a date on the calendar. That's why we have 52 cards in a deck, 52 weeks in a year, 4 suits in a deck, 4 seasons in a year. If you take the cards and add them up for their numerical value, Jack being 11, Queen being 12, and King being 13, they equal 365, the number of days in a year. Now, that's not by design. That's not by chance. That's by cosmic design.
Right.
So these are a few things that just tell us the true power of some of the sciences that was hidden from us. And this is one of them. But we're now in the age of Aquarium where everything is to be revealed. And, this is my mission.
Beautiful, my good brother. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I know that yesterday we entered into a new season. We are in the season of winter, all right? And I know that you said that the decks are divided by the seasons. Can you speak on the winter seasons and what that represents, and how do we embrace the winter seasons, and how do we utilize the winter season for our benefits?
In the deck of playing cards, winter is coincided with the spades in the deck. And the spades represent wisdom. The spades represent a planting season. So okay. the way we utilize winter is just the best time for us to plant seeds of what we want to come in the spring, which we know, spring is a new beginning. So we utilize this winter season and the spades by reflecting. This is the best time to work on your health. This is the best time to reflect and take a look at the things inside of you that you want to grow. This is the best time to work on self-mastery. And instead of trying to use your powers and use your knowledge to change other people, it's the best time for you to use it to change yourself. The spade season is old, it's elderly. So this is also a best time for you to, a lot of people, speak on ancestors and ancestral worship and ancestral sacrifice. This is the most prevalent time for ancestral sacrifice. This is the most prevalent time for you to reach out to your ancestors and represent your ancestors. This is a great time for that. I just seen a sister put seed time, harvest. Actually, the fall is the best time for you to harvest. Right. The spade season, the winter season is just what I said. So if you're looking to plant seeds in your subconscious minds of the dreams and goals that you want to come forth, this is the best time to do that. We just had the winter solstice, and it just says, hey, look, look inside. Look within. Look into your inner man, your inner woman. Because this is what it's about. It's actually the death of old things that no longer serve you a purpose. That no longer serve you a positive purpose. It's the best time to heal. Why do I say it's the best time to heal? Because true healing is letting go. True healing is moving forward. And this is what the spades is telling us. This is what the winter is telling us. Let all the old things die. What happens in the winter? Everything dies in nature because it's getting ready to gear back up. we have to take that and use that as an allegorical piece to our lives and what we need to be letting go of and let dying during this winter season.
Right. Henceforth, well, I found it imperative to do a reflection at the end of the fiscal year rather than just allow, the time to pass and pop back up and be like, oh, it's 2023, we lit. But we didn't pay attention to what the last 12 months were even saying to us. We did not reflect. We did not look back, right? And we did not let go of the things that do not serve us. So going into 2023 as a collective, how do you think we're just going to pop into a brand new year, but we just 23 is Jordan, so it's going to be better for me, knowing that this year was a year of very hard lessons, right? The reason why it was so heavy, and I shared with the family how my year was very challenging and things of that nature. I have to ultimately sit back and reflect. That's why I've said to the fam, this shit from the end of the year in review is therapeutic. Just even when I'm doing my research, I'm in my phone. I'm going through old pictures. I'm going through old posts on my Instagram. I'm going through old shows and listening to them. And I'm like, what was being talked about in January of 2022? What were we talking about in February? I know that we did the Crystal Convergence in Arizona, right? When me and Blue, Lizzie, Source Guard, you know what I mean? It was a whole lot of us, Black Light, and that changed that changed Ross Ben, that changed Illuminati Congo. It changed the trajectory of the whole calendar year for me. You feel me? Like what took place in January and February
Absolutely.
Dictated the rest of the 10 months of this year for me. The decisions that I made and things of that nature. So it's very important that we let go of some things moving into January, into February, lighten up our load and whatnot, get a very clearer understanding as to what's working versus what's not working, and then stand on that shit.
Think about this too, Red. Look at how the government, look at how the structure jades us and misinforms us and keeps us off balance. Now, January 1st, people are going to be doing vision board parties. They're going to be making New Year's resolutions. But the government year don't even start on January 1st. Their year starts in the fiscal calendar.
Right.
It starts March, April.
Right.
Because right now, winter is still going on. January 1st, winter is still going on. It's still a time for reflection and not a time for projection.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why many people resolutions don't come true, because they truly don't understand the science between January 1st and where we actually are in a new year.
Right. You planting seeds in the winter, my nigga?
Come on, man. Come on. You planting seeds in the winter. How it's gonna grow?
Right.
The government don't plant seeds in the winter. They start their fiscal calendar when? When you gotta file your taxes? By when? Brother? April 15th.
Yeah.
Come on, man. The spring. The planting season. They're planting their stuff at that time. That's their fiscal first quarter.
Facts.
This is their fiscal fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter, what do we do? What do you do in business in the fourth quarter? You clear your books. You clean house. You know what I'm saying? You prepare.
Cut your losses. Right. Cut your losses.
There you go. That's right.
The squirrels and other animals in nature, they gather their nuts or their sustenance and then they hibernate, meaning that they fall back. You know, they get off the internet. You know what I mean?
That's right.
They disappear for a minute. You know, they tend to family, right? They chill by the furnace. You know, they're able to eat good. You know what I mean? It's cuddle season. You feel me?
Absolutely.
And they get
Absolutely.
right, and then they pop out and they spring forward in the spring. You feel
Without
me?
a shadow of a doubt, they do. Yeah.
I want to ask you some questions about what we've seen taking place in this year, right? This is a very interesting year in terms of, you know, some of the themes that have been resounding. One of the resounding themes that I want to touch on is people call it snitching, but I would say the lack of loyalty. You know, we've seen what loyalty is and what it looks like versus what it doesn't look like in the past few months. I'm pointing to the Mars being in retrograde as, you know, as a culprit. However, you know, I'm sure that there are other factors. Is there anything that you could draw from what it is that you're seeing taking place right now?
Look, I mean, you hit it on the head. It's absolutely a lot to do, a large percentage to do with the Mars retrograde. Mars deals with law. You know, say Mars deals with disloyalty. It deals with quarrels. It deals with envy. It deals with jealousy. You know what I'm saying? It deals with every man for himself. And you know that's basically what we're seeing.
Right.
Every man for himself. Mars is also connected to Pluto. So we're Pluto is in fact in the cards what we call super Mars. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens in Mars gives Pluto the power to transform what's to come. And so that's what we're seeing when we look at the cards this year. Well, first let me say this. When you know, in cardology, a lot of people cardology is basically based off of birth dates. You know, whatever your birth date is, it's going to give you a spread and tell you everything you need to know. Many cardologists use July the 4th as the birth date for the U.S. So when doing a collective reading, when looking at everything from a macroeconomic standpoint, when looking at the whole forest, that's what we're doing when we're dealing with, you know, collective readings. Many use, you know, like I said, July the 4th, 1776. But me, however, I do things different because I was always taught that, you know, the money makes the world go round. And so with the U.S. dollar being the world's reserve currency, and with the U.S. dollar being the legs that the world stands on, I use April the 2nd, 1792, which is the birth of the U.S. dollar. And so it causes me to see things a little different. You know, and last year, this year, the U.S. definitely, when we looked at it, it had a jack of heart, a queen of diamond in Mars. It also had a 2 of clubs and a 7 of heart in Pluto. And as I told you, Pluto is connected to Mars. The jack of heart is a self-sacrificial card.
Right.
So in Mars, when we talking about snitching, when we talking about conspiracies, people gonna save themselves. Everything goes out the window. I got kids. I got a wife.
Look.
You know, you forget about that.
Look, the phone call went viral this week. I'm sorry to cut your wisdom. There was a member of YSL and the mother of his child, right, was telling him, think about the fucking children. Get your ass home by Christmas. Look, everybody else is snitching. You need to go ahead and do what you need to do and get your ass home because these children need you. And that's what
right.
kind of like when that phone call started going viral, it put into perspective, right? Because it gave you a inside look on how those phone calls go that make people turn states. So every single person around him,
Yeah, absolutely.
his artist to his brother to his mans in them, they're all pleading their cases and whatnot. But the agreement in the plea deal is that if we gotta call you back to trial, we will, right? And what does that mean? That means if this nigga has the audacity to go to trial, we're gonna nail him and we're gonna put y'all on the stand and y'all gonna say that you was in a gang. That's all they need them to say. They don't need them to say, they don't really need them to say nothing else. But yeah, he's the leader of the gang and we was in a gang. And then they got all of the phone records and everything. So go ahead, please.
Yeah, and so you know, man, that's one of the things people don't understand. You know, they saying, oh, they're not snitching, they just admitting to what they done. If me and you are co-defendants on the same case, it's only two ways. It's only two ways you can go. Either we gonna break or we gonna stand together. If people
Right.
go and watch the BMF documentary, I just ended it a few days ago. I was looking at it, man. In the end, when they were in the courtroom, they were faced with two things. Big Meech and his brother could have did one or two things, and they was arguing. One of them wanted to take the plea. One of them wanted to go to trial. That's the only way it could go. In the end, both of them took the plea. You either gonna stand together, or you gonna, or somebody gonna fall. Somebody gonna fall. And in this case, you know, they're really not offering Young Thug anything, you know, because he's who they want. So for his co-defendants to start to plea, they basically saying, hey, he guilty. Everything he's saying is a lie. His whole defense is YSL is a record label and not a gang. But you got people that's right next to him pleading and saying, yes, Your Honor, YSL is a gang. So this is indicative of the two clubs in Pluto. The two clubs in Pluto represents quarrels. It represents arguments. It represents a difference in mind states, a clash, you know, that transform everything. And this is what's happening. But not only YSL, people forgetting, this was a year when Fetty Wap caught a RICO case. This is a year when the boy in New York, Casanova caught a RICO. YFN Lucci caught a RICO. We just seen Sauce Walker's camp catch a RICO. This is a year when, hey, y'all want to do this? Y'all making all this money? Y'all gonna put it in our face? Guess what? Find a way to use the judicial system. Who shiesty? You know what I'm saying? This is a year when that happened, and so you know these are tools that we can use to pay attention to actually what's going on. But yeah, Mars retrograde, you know, has a lot to do with it, real red, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, we see in the court system, you know.
Somebody Larry said it happened. No, Larry, there's been no year in hip hop. I don't know where you've been, but this is the year of the court case in this is the 2021 is Rico Suave, bro. I never heard that word Rico so much other than when I was in Puerto Rico, other than this year. Let's be clear.
Yeah, let's keep it real, Larry. Ricos were reserved for mob bosses.
That was reserved for the big
time drug dealers.
Right.
I never seen it go against rappers, go against entertainers the way it is now. If that's the case, they should have Rico'd Death Row. They should have Rico'd Rap a Lot. You know what I'm saying? They should have Rico'd Bad Boy. Years ago, we talking about a time, you know, Red, we remember when these boys used to go and use gang members for protection.
Right.
And they didn't get hit with Ricos.
They did
But
not.
we're seeing a whole different energy in what's going on now.
I said that Tekashi was the cancer, and he's the cancer in the body, and he's Wreck-It Ralph. Did you see Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet? It's an animated movie. Did you see that? Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet? Oh man, this movie. Highly recommended. It's an animated movie you can take the children to see, but it lays it all down about how motherfucker he's a virus in the system. In the Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet, it shows how that virus, that malware, eats the shit from within. Hip hop is destined to die, in this death culture cycle because of Tekashi is like Agent Smith when he snuck into Zion.
So it's no different than the jab that they gave you that eats from within.
It's all the same. It's everything. If that's the manifestation of that in human form. He's a virus. He's a virus. There's a few viruses running around, running wild and rampant, but that virus is the Rico virus. And ever since they figured out how to, break, how to take down certain groups and whatnot by utilizing, the celebrated snitch, man, it's on and popping from this point on. The industry is going to have to self-correct itself. But I want it to die. I don't give a fuck about it. I want it to die. It needs to die a horrible death. And we're gonna dance on that grave, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna resurrect something that's gonna be very, very much more, because it can, you know what I mean? Like it's a disease cadaver. There's nothing that you could do with it at this point. Henceforth, why music is forgettable this year. I did a poll. Let me show something real quick.
Man, I'm glad you said that. That's gonna tap right into something I got for you too. 100%.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. I did a poll of the top rap albums. No, I didn't even do the rap album poll. What am I talking about? I did the rap song. In fact, I did the top. I guess our audience is biased, but they said that the Facts was the song of the year. There you go, right there. Like I said, if y'all didn't get your chance to vote, don't feel no kind of way. But I said the 2022 song of the year, and of course it was Mad Conscious shit. And they only gave me 5 options, but the people unanimously chose the Facts anthem. You know what I mean? I think that was a song to get us out the hood, man. We Facts is hard because it transcended. Y'all did something special with Facts when I listened to it. And this is just my opinion. Right, because it had babies all the way up to the elders vibing with it. My 2-year-old, he vibed. I've got emails and videos where people show me their children like popping out the child seat like Facts. You know what I mean? And it's not hard to remember. So yeah, we did do something, and that song is timeless. So it's gonna do what it do. We're gonna make more of those things because we found a formula. But before we even begin, or move forward, I did want to ask you something about your style. You know what I mean? Because I know that you have a unique style with the cardology and whatnot, and I know that there's other people that are out there that do that. But I've gotten readings from you, and I've seen you in action with other people. So I do want to know, what separates you from others who do similar things.
Man, it's simple, bro. I stick to the foundations of the cardology system. I don't try to change nothing. I don't add nothing. I don't take nothing away. I stick to the traditional, system. A lot of other people, man, they add things. They come up with new stuff so that they can sell it. You know what I'm saying? They come up with new programs so that they can sell it.
Right.
But I don't do that, man. I stay true to the grand solar spread. True to the principles of what's called the mystic textbook. If anybody ever talks about cardology or talks about getting into the craft, all of this comes from a book called the Mystic Test Book. It is the book from which all knowledge of cardology stems. And so within that, I stay true to the principles of the Mystic Test Book. I stay true to the way that I was taught by my auntie, by my teachers to read. And so I don't get jaded. And another thing, like I don't use this to make a living. You know, I make a living in other ways. This is something that I truly live my life by. Like a Muslim lives his life by the Quran. Like a Christian lives his life by the Bible. I live my life by the deck of cards. You know, it is my religion. It is my way of life. And so I'm high on the integral part of that. You know, when it comes to teaching it, when it comes to living it, and when it comes to advising others with it.
Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you use it for predictions?
Sometimes. So let me explain something to people about predictions.
Right.
Predictions can change.
Right.
Predictions. So in life, we don't live by guarantees. We only live by probabilities. Right. So within a prediction, you're either going to have a high probability prediction or a low probability prediction. But when you're dealing with predictions, there are things that can change a prediction. A choice of an individual can change a prediction. A choice of a government can change the outcome of a prediction. Right. So, you know, when I do use it for predictions, you know, I be real precise, but I'm real, you know, skeptical on predictions. For one, like I said, your attitude can change the outcome of the cards, and your choices can change the outcome of the cards. And when we're talking about something collective, like say a year prediction,
right?
See, people got to understand that I could do a year for the government. I could do a year for a particular industry. But just because I predict that for that year doesn't mean it's going to affect your life in that way. Because your individual chart may say something totally different.
Right.
It could be a war going on and bombs dropping and you become a millionaire, Red.
Right.
It could be a war going on and bombs dropping and your whole family structure comes into harmony.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It could be a year when everybody get money, but you lose your job.
Right.
It could be a year when new babies are being birthed, but you're losing loved ones.
Right.
So when dealing with predictions, you really have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Because as we've seen, a lot of people predict shit and it don't come true. They're never called out on it because somebody forgot. The shit was so, they predicted so far in the future, you forgot they even said it. So, you know, all of that, man, is the part of the science with predictions. You know, I like to look at an overview. I call it, what I call predictions is like the trailer of a movie. It'll give you a quick overview. Right. But within that, but we know watching the trailer of a movie versus watching the movie is something totally different. We done seen some fire ass trailers, and then you get to the movie and it's trash. And you're like, damn. But the trailer. So predictions, man. Right. So within predictions, you can definitely have, you know, some unpredictability. Because within the stars, we got a planet called Uranus. And Uranus is with Uranus, it's unpredictable. Right. It tells you to expect the unexpected. Absolutely.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Well, with that being said, you know, what do the cards have to say about 2023, good brother? You know what I mean? So, and how does that affect us as individuals?
Man, so as I told you, man, it's ironic that the US dollar was formed on April 2nd, the beginning of the fiscal year.
Right.
So for me, that's the beginning of 2023 for what we see. And man, what I see is, man, like I said, you just spoke on something. I'm gonna touch on that because I don't want to fail to recall it. You spoke on, you want to see death to the music industry. You want to see a total restructure. Well,
right.
7 times a year with Cardology, with the US spread, with your spread, with my spread, with anybody's spread, we go through 7 52-day periods represented by Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And so Venus deals with music. It deals with the music industry. And when I look at the US dollar spread for 2023, man, I see 9 of diamonds and 5 of hearts. So guess what? That backs up everything you just said. The 9 of diamond is a card of endings. It's the ending of a value system. It's out with the old, in with the new. And
right.
the 5 of heart deals with change, the change of heart. There's going to be a complete change in the way people listen to music, a complete change in the way people think about music. And there's going to be a complete change in what people spend their money on when it comes to music. So,
right.
These cards in Venus, man, you also have an Ace of Diamond, which says it's the ushering in of something new, a new value system.
Right.
Especially when we're dealing with when we're dealing with music, when we're dealing with the way money is made in the music industry. You also you also have an Ace of Clubs, which is saying, hey, it's going to be a new way that people's going to think about music, a new way that people
I already see it.
Gonna do music. It's just, go ahead. What you say?
No, I mean, I said I see it forming right now. It involves AI.
Yeah,
I see it forming right before my very own eyes.
And it's right here. When you were saying that, I'm looking at this spread like, damn. As soon as you said the music industry, I went straight to Venus. I said, damn, like you right on point with it. But also, man, it's gonna be it's also gonna be a time when we gonna get back to family. We got a 4 of heart and a 2 of heart in Pluto, which says, man, we're about to transform the way that we deal with relationships, that we deal with partnerships,
in a good or
deal with
bad
our emotions.
in what way, might I ask?
I'll tell you this: for those who want to do the work, it's gonna be in a good way. But for those who don't want to do the work or who are walking in blind faith, Pluto got a rude awakening for them.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because the one thing about Pluto is the planet of transformation, a planet of change. And when it comes to pass and shows you something in your life that you need to take a look at, whether you like it or not, it's going to make it happen. You can heed the warning and say, man, I'm going to go into it and do the work. Or you can say, man, I ain't worried about that. And then something going to crash in your life and it's going to cause a change to happen anyway. So that's how Pluto works. Also, bro, the financial system. We're about to get a whole restructure in the US dollar and the financial system.
It's going digital.
Things, a whole new way of doing things, a whole new way of spending money and of valuing money.
Right.
You're about to see the US. You're about to see the U.S. government, Red, try to wipe out their debt. Wipe out their deficit.
What, the trillions?
They're gonna do it with this new bit dollar that they finna introduce to the world in 2023.
Lord have mercy. They just passed $1 trillion earlier today. I don't tie myself to America's treasury. You know what I mean? Because I'm not tied into that shit like that. But when I watch Joe Biden and the president from Ukraine talk about sending billions upon billions upon billions of dollars to the Ukraine, bro, like for the 8th time, and what they sent to Israel, and he went over to Africa and was like, I'm gonna give the Africans reparations for what happened with these niggas. He just went over there and would pledge $55 billion. So I'm like, in the middle of inflation, in the middle of recession, in the middle of them printing up mad money, and then you know what I mean, and making it worse, they're just running around, you know, breaking the bank right in front of our face while we see the people suffering. And I don't like shit and it's getting a little bit under my skin. I'm not pocket watching, but I'm like, God damn, like this shit is insane, you know, and it's really pushing me to say self-sufficiency, you know, sovereignty by all costs. I don't even want to be called, I don't want to be tied into this quote unquote, I don't want to pay taxes, bro. I don't even want to have nothing to do with this government moving forward, seeing how they moving. I'm like, this shit is completely defunct and bootleg. It's the biggest Ponzi scheme taking place in front of us. Like they're literally cleaning money, their money laundering by sending all of that shit over to the Ukraine right in front of our faces and think that we don't see it. I don't got no, you know what I mean?
Get ready for a collapsing.
They collapsing on purpose.
Get ready for a collapse. Get ready for a collapse in the real estate industry as well.
Oh, you said real estate? The bubble's gonna pop?
Have your paper. Oh yeah, get ready for a collapse in the real estate industry. Yeah.
Right.
Hold your paper. This is a year where if y'all got cash, if y'all got coins.
Right.
Hold on to it, because this is gonna be a year when by the end of this year, you're gonna be able to gobble up some cheap land. You're gonna be able to gobble up some cheap real estate. 100%.
Right. Fellas, launch your OnlyFans now. Start saving up that. I'm just playing. Somebody talked about the thing with the catalogs. I just want to share what my hypothesis is with artists selling their catalogs and why, you know, we're seeing a rise of that. AI is coming to disrupt everything, right? They already disrupted the creativity industry with ChatGPT and also Stable Diffusion, which is the API that Lenza and other of these artificial intelligence apps are using. It's called art generation, right? Art generators. They're generating art, right, off of what is known as prompts, right? A prompt is basically an order, right? That you can type in. You know what I'm saying? I want a man with a red hat, wearing glasses and brown vest on, and then it will basically create that prompt into the form of an image. So it's called text to image, right? It's not even magic. People are like, oh, it's magic in a bottle. No, nigga, do the research. It's science, right? Even though they say science and magic are one in and of the same, but let's not give these people too much credit. It's science, my niggas. It will wow the individual who don't know what the fuck is going on. They give it more credit than it deserves. Now, when it comes to the music industry starting next year, their AI is going to advance to the degree to whereas you won't even be able to tell if a song by Justin Bieber is even a real song anymore. They're going to be able to make Justin Bieber songs through AI. So the catalog that Justin Bieber had that was worth something, that had value, is going to diminish in its value based off of the fact that the industry or the market could be flooded by these quote unquote almost a carbon copy, right? You saw deep fakes before, right? Where you saw there's a video going around where there's a dude talking and he's talking like Morgan Freeman, but it's really a white dude. So not only are they gonna have deep fake, but they got the deep fake sound now. So now you can have a Michael Jackson song. The chat GPT could write the song, and then the AI will perform it, and then they'll film somebody performing like deep fake, and you'll think that that's Justin Bieber or Michael Jackson because they'll take the whole they'll clone the whole person. So the same way that they've been cloning accounts on IG, moving forward, they're about to clone the lecturer. I'm saying this. They was cloning. There's a whole thing on Instagram where they're cloning accounts.
Yeah.
Think cloning the whole person now.
Woo.
Right? So now there was a cloned account. Niggas was like, yo, they go on somebody's DM. Hey, I'm Red Pill. I want to read your poems and whatnot. So people who think I read fucking poems is sending somebody money just based off of a text, right? Moving into the future, they're going to have uploads where it'll be a video of Red Pill saying, send me your money. And they'll be like, that's red, but it's a deep fake. It's not even red. It's going to sound like me. It's going to move like me. It's going to have my whole algorithm because the AI can scan your biogeometrics, the way that you move, your whole everything, and basically create a digital twin of that. And that's what's going to start running loose and whatnot. So the music industry, who are in bed with big tech, they're telling some of their top artists or their legacy artists, my nigga, you could sit around on your masters or your whatever. The game is about to change. The same way that we saw shit moving around when the streaming platforms took over. People was like, damn, what's going on with the music industry? It was like a period where nothing was going on. You seen a lot of behind the scenes shit, and then boom, Spotify took over, Apple Music took over. They restructured contracts and everything, and it's a whole new raping system.
Yeah, because you know the formula to make money as an independent artist. Master P and Russell said a lot of them exposed it, so they had to restructure something in order to get their money back because they wasn't making money for a period of time. Remember, they was getting hit. Money. Man, like they was
hemorrhaging. They were hemorrhaging when the bootlegs were taking over, piracy, Napster, and everything, and they couldn't figure out MP3s and how to monetize it. That was a period of immense losses, right? That's when the labels got folded. Remember, it went from 100 record labels to like 5 majors.
Red. That's why I'm big on the stuff that y'all be saying about AI and about, technology, because, we live in a world right now where a large majority of people thinking that we're about to go back to an agrarian society, and we're not. We're headed to the future. We're headed to an advancement in technology, the machines, the doing away with jobs, the machines taking over jobs, the conveyor belts. Man, I was just in a McDonald's the other day, and they got a machine in there flipping the burgers.
Oh yeah. They done.
You know what I'm saying?
They came for the niggas on the fries. They came for all of you all of the niggas on the fries. they done came for your jobs.
Yeah. So yeah, man, we definitely living in an AI driven, industry. And
I want to use that opportunity, good brother Malik, to say to anybody that's out there that hear me in this program, if you are a coder or a developer, what they call a dev, if my mod is in the building and you have the link for the Metaverse, please drop it, because I need you on my team, like Uncle Sam needed them niggas in fatigues on 9/11, right?
That's right.
We need you for this new war that we about to fight. on some Avatar shit. We need you for this new frontier. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit around and just watch me. This is not about watching anymore. We not just doing that. Don't be a voyeur. You know what I mean? Get on the floor and come and play and shoot around with us. I need somebody that's ready to shoot in the gym, because there's a workload of shit that needs to be done, and I need y'all for that. Because what we're not gonna do a year from now is sit up here and talk about what AI is doing to people. We want to talk about what we made the AI do to people.
Yeah.
The R. Kelly's new album is generated. Okay. Blue Pill said that he said one of the songs was original, and yeah, but R. Kelly said it himself. He was like, that shit sound like me, but I ain't do that. He was like, I didn't do that. He was like, I ain't do that whole album. All of that ain't me. So that's why the catalogs are being sold, because it's like you get what you negotiate. Imagine once AI starts taking over, and then niggas say, I want to negotiate selling my catalog. You're not going to get 200 bands, 200 M's like Justin Bieber just got. You're not going to get the 60 million that Future got. You feel me? That's why they're selling it now, because they have people in the industry that have foresight. Financial advisors have foresight. If I know what's going on, I know that somebody that's being paid millions of dollars a year, they know what's going on.
Absolutely. They're analyzing. They're using technical analysis. They're using fundamental analysis. So without a shadow of a doubt, they know what's going on.
You say you're trying to learn so bad. What's up with GitHub? Like I said early on the show, I got on Brother Rich's channel and I gave everybody that was listening an early Christmas gift, right? I unwrapped it and I handed it to everybody, a few thousand people that night, right? And like I said, they didn't even say thank you. I didn't get no thank yous. Oh, that was fire, Red, but you know, I didn't feel like niggas appreciate me. You know what I mean? Because there's a feeling to it. And you know, this community is not big on letting you feel the love, right? Especially when you give them something. I gave niggas the keys to feed their family forever. In perpetuity. That's the kind of alley-oop I got on that show the other night, and I laid it up for niggas and gave them the game, right? So with that being said, Chat GPT, right, will get you in the motherfucking game, right? To whereas you don't gotta worry about a lot of the things that you was worrying about before. The game has changed forever, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. Pull up. We'll talk about it further, but pull up right here at the end of the year, 2022 year in review. I'm gonna do an extensive breakdown on artificial intelligence, because whatever the list is, that's number one on the list of the top shit of 2022. It is AI. I call it almighty intelligence. It's not artificial intelligence when you, who's supposed to be almighty, is running that shit. It's only artificial when an artificial nigga is using it. What does that mean? That means that the technology is only as dangerous as you. Guns don't kill people. People with guns kill people, right?
Yeah.
AI don't kill people. People who know how to use AI kill people. You know what I'm saying? Stop with the victimhood and be a fucking victor. That's what we got to get. When is that retrograde happening, Malik? What card is going to help niggas be victors? I want to know. When is that window going to open up where we're going to get off of this victimhood shit and we're going to get back on this victorious shit?
You know that's gonna open up, man, probably doing, you know, anywhere between September the 5th and October the 27th. You know, that is a Jupiter period, which is a time of, as you said, victory, a time of expansion, a time of blessings. But only those who are responsible with the things that they value. Only those are who are responsible with their thoughts. Only those who are responsible with other people's feelings are going to be the ones who actually benefit, from that. Excuse me. As well as those who are tapping into their creative ability, their creative writing abilities. That's the time for that.
Right.
Excuse me. Yeah. Also, Red, that's gonna be a good time for people to really promote themselves, really get out there and let people know what they're doing. It's a 5 of heart in Jupiter. That's the promotion card. Get out there, let people know what you're doing, let people know what's going on.
Right. And what is that window that you mentioned?
That is September the 5th to October the 27th. There's a 52-day Jupiter period, but we're talking about a collective view from a U.S. dollar standpoint. As I said, if you tap in and get your individual chart, you'll really see what your Jupiter period is, because your Jupiter period may be different from my Jupiter period, because we're born at different times of the year.
Right. Okay. I'm interested to see if we could do something in real time with somebody that's out there in the audience, one of our lucky KT aliens that's out there. I wanna make somebody's day. I wanna brighten up somebody's night. I wanna give them some because remember, and I explained it earlier, this is about us all on our journey of man know thyself. There's a lot of people that signed up for this community, or what is called consciousness, and I think that they should unsign and go into the woke community and go chase ambulances and just deal with fake Negro outrage, because they're in the wrong place. Because real talk, they want to be social justice warriors and speak and stay from a morality standpoint. It doesn't exist over here, because over here is about knowing yourself and self-transformation and being accountable for the fuck shit that you are responsible for. You know what I mean? And being transparent about it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So my main thing, what I've been doing over the years, that's why a lot of our guests are cherry picked. You know what I mean? We could have 100 guests on this show. We could have people flooding these platforms, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. A lot of the teachers are ungrateful and they don't give back. You know what I mean? I learned that through the blog talk radio days, that you'll put people on and they'll try to shit on you. You understand? Wow. And they're really only here for the fame and the fortune and other things. And they take advantage of the people, rape the people, do the people dirty, and they're not accountable. So I'm not really big I'm not about trying to put people on my platform and blow them up, because I already know that people ain't shit in this community and they mask and hide behind the information, right?
And Red, that's where the power, I'm glad you tapped into that, man, because I want to let people know the true power of this science right here with these cards. One of the top, and I say this, one of the top benefits of these cards is relationships, because there are energies between everybody. I'll give y'all a prime example. Red and blue are the 6 of clubs in the card deck. I'm the 8 of diamond. I'm the 8 of diamond. But where I sit in the Jupiter house in their life spread, which means abundance, which means blessings. It means we have that type of relationship. Now, there are other people who may sit Mars to you, which means they're going to be in competition with you. They're going to envy you. They're going to shit on you.
Right.
You got people that may be Saturn to you, which means that they're going to try to one-up you. They're going to always try to sun you. And then you got people that could be Pluto or cosmic lesson to you, which means they could destroy you or try to destroy you, or they could be a role model to you. So there are different positions in this science that allows you to be ahead of what he just said, you know, and you can see the snake before he even enters your grass.
That's why this is so important, you know. Man, I think everybody needs you by their side until they could create the AI, or you know what I mean, until they could create the artificial intelligence. They may need somebody such as yourself to, I mean, those of us who are in positions of power, you know, the average layman
Absolutely.
might not need that. They're just floating through life.
Absolutely.
They don't have, the stakes are not high in their life, but the stakes are
They
high in
walking
my
in
life.
blind faith. They
Huh?
walking in blind faith, like they walking in blind faith, like the church told them to do.
Right. Basically,
You know,
you know what I'm saying? Super blind faith. Somebody asked, what's the Zelle? The Zelle is right there. That's the email, the Mark 125th. Who are we gonna choose from the audience to do the reading and whatnot? Let's see.
All I need is their full. All I need is their full date of birth, and if they got a question that they want to ask, if they're curious about something, if they got something coming up that they're not sure about, if you know, they can ask a question.
We're gonna do 3 readings. Is that okay?
That's cool with me.
I don't want to work you all night, but we're gonna do 3 readings. But I'm encouraging y'all. You know, we do have a lecture coming up. I want this brother to be, you know, I want to bring him to a robust audience on next Friday. I want him to be in a packed building so he could do his magic and whatnot. Like I said, I'm giving y'all, and I didn't have to do this, but I'm you know, I'm revealing my hand by bringing somebody on board who does some great things behind the scenes for me and my brother and whatnot. You know, this is a tool in my toolbox right here, but I'm sharing this tool. So, you know, with that being said, you know, let's get to this first person, Loso Hendricks. That's October the 11th, 89.
All right. So, Loso, I don't know if you got a question, but I'm gonna give you something just out the gate that I see on your spread. I see you're 33 years old, so you just finished your Saturn return in astrology, which means your soul has matured, your spirit has matured. You're also in your 13-year Mars period. You're in your 13-year Mars period, which started at 26 and it ends at 38. So this is the time, man, for you to be moving forward with what you're passionate about. This is an action time for you. But this year, you just started your year on 10/11. So this is a major completion year for you. This is going to be a year of some endings. This is going to be a year when you're going to be called to empty out your cup. You know, financially, you may have things that you've been procrastinating on. You may have bills that you have not been paying. It's time to take care of that, you know, because if you don't, it's going to cause challenges in your life and in finances and in the things that you value. But if you embrace it, if you just do what needs to be done, be responsible with what you need to take care of, it'll clear the way for new money to come in and come out. You know, the 9 of Diamond is your long range card. And the 9 of Diamond works 2 ways, man. It can be a card of loss if you look at it like you don't, man, I don't want to pay this money out. You know, it'll cause more things to happen. But if you be like, man, I need to take care of this and I ain't gonna worry about it because I know something else coming in, then that's exactly what it'll do. It'll open up new avenues for new blessings and new finances to come into your life.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we got the next one is 2/26, 1976. Okay, we got a 70s baby in the building. I see.
2/26, 1976.
No, you know, I stand tall with my 70s fam.
Yeah, that's my year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my year, 76. Absolutely.
And what's the question that you got, Brother Muti?
Absolutely.
What question may you have? Loso, in the meantime, while he gets his question ready, Loso said, man, you spot on. I swear, that's crazy. Right?
Yeah,
that's the
bro.
that you just read. You know what I'm talking about?
So
let's get those likes up. Brother Muti said he just needs to read it.
Okay,
well, he
so
or
Muti,
she, I'm not sure if that's. Go ahead.
Yeah, Muti, that's cool, man, because you know, you're 46 years old, so I can really like give you some good game. You know, you're the queen of clubs, man, which is the mother of intuition. It's a sharp, business-minded person who is able to organize, but your life is about service. You know, when Jesus in the Bible said, "I came to serve, not to be served," you know, that's who you are with your knowledge. And so the things that you're challenged with, man, is emotions. You know, you're somebody who should work on not letting your emotions lead you and not making irrational emotional decisions because you have a 3 of heart as your challenging karma card, which is something that shackles your feet. So you really need to tap into creative ways of structuring your emotion. But as far as your year goes, you're 46, and so in the cards, brother, we live 2 lifetimes in the cards: 0 to 45 and 45 to 90. At the age of 45 in this card system, we call it the born again year. That's why at 45 and around that age, people go through midlife crisis. People start acting like kids again, you know, because the energy is that of one being born again. So you were born again at 45, but this year is equivalent to your year 1 in the world. 45 was equivalent to your 45 to 46 was equivalent to year 0 when you were born, and this is the year 1. So what I'm going to say to you is this, brother: you got a clean slate. When you're born again in the cards, you get to do it all over again. You know how people used to be like, man, if only I knew then what I know now. Well, guess what? You know that. So you need to recall, reflect, retract everything that went on in your life from 0 to 45. The first time you made your big amount of money, if you ever broke your arm, if you ever had a traumatic experience, when you graduated, you know, when you broke your virginity, when you know, anything, any accomplishments, remember that time, because you're going to go through those energies all over again. But guess what? You got the knowledge now. And this year, bro, this is a year of you learning to cooperate, learning for you to share ideas with others. You got a 2 of club as your long range card. So stay away from quarrels. Stay away from arguments. You know, learn the art of cooperation. But this is also a year for you to boss up, because you got a king of diamond right there, which says, man, you need to start your own business. And if you do have your own business, you need to run it like a boss and not be a one-eyed king, but be open to seeing everything from the right perspective. So this is a year of partnerships, a year of leadership for you, and a year for you not to abuse the power that you were born with and that you've been given.
God damn. Look, everybody that's here tonight, when you show up to this class that we're doing next Friday, I'm going to make sure that I got to talk to Malik behind closed doors, but we're going to try to work it out, because this man his schedule is booked up until next year and whatnot when it comes to the readings and shit. He's a very, what was that podcast that you went on that had a few million people?
Real as Fuck with Andy Frisella.
Right. So the good brother went viral earlier this year, and he got booked up into next year. Just to get him to do the year in review, I had to do a lot of convincing and whatnot. But I'm going to try my best. I'm going to talk to him when we get out there, because I got people texting me and everything right now. Like, Yo, I need that reading. I need that reading. Pull up to the year in review. We're gonna have everybody's email, and we're gonna work with everybody from the year in review. You come first. You know what I mean? We can't say that we'll get everybody, but y'all gonna definitely come first and foremost. I gotta put y'all before everybody. You know, no disrespect, but we gotta take care of who takes care. You know what I mean? We gotta take care of the people that's serious.
Let me give everybody a jewel too, Red.
Go ahead.
If you go to my Instagram, you click the link in my bio, type in your birthday. 4 cards will pop up: a birth card, a yearly card, a 52-day card, and a daily card. You can click on each card. You can click on the birth card to find out who you truly are. You can click on the yearly card to find out an overview of what your year is going to be like. And when I say your year, I'm talking about from birthday to birthday. See, everybody's new year ain't January the 1st. Your new year is your birthday. That's when your true new year starts. And then you can click on the 52-day card to find out what 52-day period you're in. As I was speaking on earlier about the 7 52-day periods governed by Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And then you got a daily card. You can click on the daily card and it'll tell you exactly what your day of the week is. Because make no mistake about it, each day of the week is tied to one of the 7 visible planets. Whatever day of the week you were born on, that's your Mercury day. And so on and so forth. The next day is your Venus day. The next day is your Mars day. And you know, like in that order. And so every day it'll tell you something different about what your day is going to be like. And that's free on my website. And you can reach it by clicking the link in my bio on Instagram at Renaissance Man 8000.
Can my mod, Destiny, can you put his IG in the chat, because I'm going to put it on the screen for those that are just hearing it and couldn't write it down fast enough. I got one more reading.
Okay. What's
this is 1186.
Okay.
I like that, 1186.
Absolutely.
I might have to play that number tomorrow, my nigga. I'm gonna hand that to my numbers people. You know, that shit is scratch off.
Yeah, you know, since we so close to the new year, man, I'm definitely, you know, look at this. But 1186, the first thing I want to tell you is, you are the most powerful card in the deck, the King of Spades. It's only, you know, many cards in the deck. Many of the cards in the deck got different birthdays. But this card only has one birthday. Only the person born on January 1st can be the King of Spades. So I'm going to start out with saying, you know, people always talk about, man, I don't want to come back here. Well, according to the science of the cards, we are on a journey from the Ace of Hearts to the King of Spades. I'll give you an example. Red Pill is the 6 of Clubs. That means that this is his 19th lifetime here. He's been here 18 times before. I'm the 8 of Diamonds. That means this is my 34th lifetime here. I've been here 33 times before. But brother, you're the King of Spades. This is your 52nd and last lifetime here. And according to the science of the cards, when you get it right, you move on to the next dimension. You are one of the oldest souls on the earth. You are one of the oldest souls on the earth. You can will into existence and be successful at anything you want. You were born to be a boss. You're not supposed to work for anyone. And if you do, you need to be in a position of leadership. You need to always make sure that you don't abuse your power and become a control freak to the detriment of others. Your new year, brother, is going to be about, you know, your kingly mindset. But it's also going to be about you adding some new repertoires to your game. You know, this year you may have some sort of initiation. You may join some type of society or some type of organization. But this year is a year that's guarding you to go towards higher knowledge. It's also a year when you need to watch out for deception. Deception of within yourself and deception with others around you. because you have a Jack of Spades present, which can sometimes be the thief card, but it's also called the spiritual initiate. So on a high note, it's a year for you to be initiated into some new knowledge. This is also a year when you need to take a look at the way that you invest and the way that you do your entrepreneurial duties. And it's a year when you need to structure your emotion and take better care of your family, and make sure you pay attention to the family relationships that's around you.
I'm loving it. I like that, man. That I feel like you was reading my cards. I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? Just knowing that there's somebody out there that's lit like that, it empowers me somehow. Like I feel powered up by that reading. Damn. You know what I mean? The good, yeah, black light, you know what I'm saying? You lit right now. Man, yo. That was a powerful reading out there that you gave the people. And I hope nobody goes to sleep tonight upset that we didn't get to you. Would love to get to everybody, but I just can't do the brother like that. You know what I mean? Like he not AI. That's why I said the AI. We gonna run that AI. We gonna work that shit like a motherfucking you. You know what I'm saying? But the brother's a human being and whatnot, so we can't work humans like we work the Chat GPT and motherfucking Stable Diffusion and Lenza. You know what I mean, brother? We can't work them into the trenches like that. But he'll be in the building next week, Friday. I'm pulling up with him. We're gonna do a powerful reading for the year of 2023. We also gonna read and go over the reading that he did for 2022 to check out the accuracies and shit like that. And then we're gonna pick some people out of the audience, some lucky people, and we're gonna do a more intense reading for our audience, our ticket holders, our KT aliens. So go to KTLUniversity.com and get your ticket. I made it affordable because I know y'all been Christmas shopping and shit like that, and it's the end of the year, right? So I know that people's pockets is tapped. So we made this shit affordable, y'all. You know what I mean? Especially I'm bringing on guests. I got about 4 guests, and I gotta pay my guests. So you know what I mean? And I still made it mad affordable because I want the people to be able to tap into the magic that we're bringing and the information. I want y'all to be right going into the winter seasons, going into the hibernation seasons, going into these seasons of uncertainty, because they're ramping up their propaganda campaigns while the leaves are dying and everything is dying. They're going to be saying the words recession. They're going to be saying the words inflation. They're going to be saying the words of rumors of war and whatnot. They're going to put you in this fearful state while you're in a way, while you should be relaxing and you should not be distracted. And you should be sitting on some motherfucking some comfort, like some stashes and whatnot, like how the squirrel has acorns. You should be sitting on some stashes. You should be sitting on some motherfucking a few dollars, so you don't have to bust your ass in below 0 degrees weather. You know what I mean? So for those of y'all that want to tap into the opportunities that are out here, and hit us up, man. Hit us up. Pull up at KTL University. Go and get your ticket. Like I said, I'm gonna show y'all how you can use this AI to make hundreds of dollars daily, automated while you sleep. You know what I mean? Make it work for you. I'm not entertaining none of them conversations. I'm gonna be belligerent to any of these conversations that niggas be trying to have, trying to put me in a fearful state about technology. While you on your iPhone 14, you could miss me with that. You know what I mean? Try somebody else. I'm not the one. I'm too much of a nerd to fall for that fuck shit. That's for people that don't know. That's for analog niggas that don't know nothing. You're not getting by with me on that. You know what I mean? And I'm doing technology while I'm in nature. So miss me with that. You know what I mean? I'm going on a nature walk while I'm writing the fucking code. You know what I mean? Since people are so concerned about what I'm doing in nature.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we ain't living in fear.
Right.
We ain't living in fear.
Right.
So yeah, man, just like you said it, bro. We live in the age of Aquarium, and you know this is the advancement of technology. It's where we at, and we seeing it right before our eyes. Come on, man. They selling land in the metaverse. Whoever would thought that somebody would buy something that technically don't even exist?
Man, they must not have studied economics because, you know, sell a hype. You know what I mean?
That's
But
right.
you know, it makes sense because while you ask that question, you would have to ask, why do you have a $1,000 bill on your credit card for somebody buying skins, your child buying skins, buying Robux,
Come on, man.
right? And
Come
buying,
on, man.
and they just they did a lawsuit for Fortnite, just settled a lawsuit. Epic Games settled a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit because they were duping your children, right? While they were playing Fortnite and while they were playing these video games, they were duping the children to basically body your credit card. And they were robbing from the people. So they got caught in a class action suit. And if they have to pay, if they pay out a few $1 billion, imagine how much money they stole. The same thing happened with Wells Fargo. They just settled a lawsuit in Wells Fargo for a few billion. If they're gonna settle the lawsuit, they already took $1 trillion. That's how that goes. You pay back on the back end. You know what I mean? That's like a nigga running on the plug, and he runs with 10 kilos. He flips all of them, and then when they finally catch up to him, he's like, all right, I'll pay you for it. But he flipped those 10 kilos 10 times.
Yep.
The reason why he ran is because he extended the time, right? Similar to if you have to pay a bill, a big ass bill, if you could say, yo, I'm going to stretch this bill and pay it a year later, right? You like, shit, it didn't even hit me like that because I already made that money 10 times over.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So, if there's any last words that you want to leave the family, we are hitting the 3-hour mark, and it's against my morality to go over 3 hours on YouTube.
Somebody just asked a question.
What did they say?
Something about a yearly reading. It flashed real fast.
Oh, okay. Let me see. What do the yearly card mean?
The yearly card is an overview of your year. It's like the trailer to a movie. It lets you know just what your year is going to be about. You know, just from a macro standpoint. So that's it. That's a yearly card is a very powerful card. It's a neutral influence that can go either way, but you know, lets you know what's going on. And for everybody to know, you know, these yearly readings, I do a full yearly reading that's Zoom recorded. If you order a yearly reading, you get a PDF printout that comes with it for you to be able to go by. And man, this can help you with every aspect of your life, your love life, your relationships, business, your health, your finances, everything. I do it for companies, for entities, because every company is an entity. They have a birthday too. You know, I do it for individuals, and I also do the couple compatibilities. So any of these things can help you. You can reach out and DM me if you want a more in-depth reading, or as I say, if you just want something that you can look at every day like a horoscope, you can go click the link in my bio. That's free. I also teach this. You know, this can be taught. It's a science. It can be taught, and you know, I teach it. So that's another thing. I always tell people I like to read, but I love to teach more. Because I look at a reading like giving you a fish, but I look at me teaching you how to read the cards like teaching you how to fish. And so with that, with learning it, you can reshape your life, you can reshape your children's life, and you can help those around you. It's a really, really powerful thing. So if you're interested, you can always reach out. I want everybody to understand that we are heading into a year where, as far as information goes, things are about to change. You know, I spoke on read comments earlier. We're in a place right now where we got the unlearned teaching the unlearned, because so much valuable knowledge is at our disposal at the click of a button. And so, you know, people are getting knowledge that they're not digesting correctly. It's almost equivalent to a baby, a 2-month-old baby eating a piece of well-done steak.
Right.
It's just not going to come out right. In fact,
Right.
it's going to come up wrong, you know, and that's what we're dealing with. So, you know, pay attention, man, to what's being said. Pay attention to what you're regurgitating. Pay attention to the information that you're taking in. Everybody wants instant gratification in the age of Aquarium. But it's important for us to understand that deferred gratification is far more superior than instant gratification.
Ooh, say that again, brother.
Deferred gratification is far more superior to instant gratification. The planet Mercury teaches us that when things start fast, they end fast. Absolutely.
Damn, that's some logic right there. Family, this is the lady that I was talking about earlier that looks like a hobbit.
Yes, sir.
Is responsible for stealing billions of dollars, right?
Wow.
They said that people are committing suicide because of the money that they lost with FTX, right?
Wow.
This hobbit right here, right? Her and Sam. It's her and Sam. Here goes Sam. Sam is right here. They stole more money than you'll ever see as a nation, probably, or as a collective.
Wow.
And a few, you know what I mean? And the media treated them like they was gods, like they did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just goes to show you.
Yeah, that just go to show you, man, you know, the year of deception. You know, the year of the magician.
I'm looking for this video. Damn, I was looking for this video, but I'll post it. I guess I don't know. I don't know where it's at. My phone be wilding out. But yeah, man, this was a great show, my good brother. I really appreciate you. Thank you. I'm sure I speak for everybody else that has been here who was in the presence of those readings. You know, thank you for displaying that skill set and that art right there. You know, yeah. And
yeah,
for
man.
those, huh?
No, I said, man, it's a pleasure and it's an honor to be here, man, at KTL University. It's a pleasure and an honor to be amongst, you know, you and the whole community. So, you know, I'm truly honored, and anytime you need me, I definitely come back.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, sir. So with that being said, y'all, we will be back before Melanin Monday, because I got a few people that I need to introduce to y'all who will be with us next Friday. This is one of the first brothers, but I have a few other people that I'm going to be bringing to y'all. Yeah, I don't even know how long. That's going to be a long ass lecture. We got a lot to talk about. We do have a lot to talk about. But I just really quickly want to go over these polls and real quick, man. This was interesting. Like I said, the song of the year, people chose the Facts Anthem. Then we did the YouTube Conscious Platform of 2022. Black Magic, Urban X, Knowledge Media, House of Consciousness, and I threw Brother Sanchez TV in there, just being nice and shit. But the people unanimously said Black Magic did their thing this year, and I do agree. Me personally, the brother had a stellar year. Top 10 intellectual conversations. We had a part 1 and a part 2. Part 1 was the Drink Champs with Kanye West, high level conversations with 19 Keys and Blue Pill. Ancient Civilizations with Billy Carson and 19 Keys. Black Magic, a Serious DNA Upgrade with Dr. B. Serious. And the Metaphysical Systems with Red Pill. And the people chose the conversation with Blue Pill and 19 Keys. And then part 2, we had Divine Mathematics, the Law of 44 with Blue Pill. That was with Source Guard on Clubhouse. Ra'aku, the Ancient Mayan Civilizations, Atlantis with Black Magic. Divine Mathematics, Necronancy with Brother Oyi. All the Smoke Podcast with Dane Dash. State of the Culture with Sir Bay. And the people picked Divine Mathematics with Blue Pill. Blue Pill been racking up. And the Top Conscious Podcast for 2022. High Level Conversations. 3 Milli Podcast. You Know What I Mean with Lord Jamal. Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Radio. Urban X Podcast. 52% of y'all chose 19 Keys. High Level Conversations. That's just a glimpse of the information that we're gathering from the people, right? So it's not biased and whatnot. Because I can't just give people how I feel the year was. That's bias. I'm biased. I have a biased standpoint. So we have to bring it from a non-biased place, but we also have to catalog what took place. And we also have to give the brothers and the sisters their flowers for their work over the years. It's one thing to be in this community, but it's another thing to be appreciated by the community. You feel me? We're literally changing the culture. We're not letting the culture change us. We're doing things that they said could never be done. You understand? With our mouthpiece. And not just with our mouthpiece, but starting with our minds, and we're speaking shit into existence. And when I say we, I'm speaking of the collective. You feel me? This will be written about years down the line because nobody else was doing shit like this to this capacity. We all witnessed what was going on. So that's why I'm cataloging it. That's why I'm reviewing the year and speaking names into existence that people don't like to, because this is a competitive sport. This shit is like FIFA soccer. You know what I mean?
Lives, boy.
Everybody, you got a glimpse of it, Malik, this year. You see how cutthroat this shit is. Cutthroat alley, my nigga.
Woo. Yeah.
Don't like I said.
I don't want everybody to think it's all harmony and peace. And it's all it's a little sword fighting going on, battles of the minds of the
it's not a physical, right? They don't go to war on a physical plane in this community. They hit you on the spiritual and on the mind, on the mental. You'll have mental warfare of the war of the gods, the clash of the titans. It's not physical. The knuckle draggers and the people at the bottom and whatnot, the bottom feeders, they the niggas out there with blood on the dance floor, physically knuckle draggers doing physical primal shit, right? They're almost like the fucking the hyenas in the Serengeti, almost akin to that. But there's higher levels of warfare. I just want y'all to understand that.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Right. Yeah. Rest in Rising Power, the Big Scar. Another one. 22 on December 22nd. Right? Was it an overdose? So, but we have a lot to talk about next Friday. I look forward to it. We will be live and direct 8 p.m. on KTLUniversity.com, only on Zoom, giving up big fucking game for everybody in the building. And with that being said, we out.
We out.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back.
road. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a floater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanco. Only we acknowledge a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got Chico. Game in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father to Isfits, martyr to misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we part of the riches. Give me the blues, my in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts,
Okay.
yeah.
Food, the art, the gold. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our